Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM. KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas. Now on 103.7 FM. Welcomes you to the Ottawa University Braves Wise Guys Construction pregame show. Whether it's residential, commercial, or restoration construction you need, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa at 785-229-5651. Now, for a preview of this OU Braves sports broadcast, let's join KOFO's David Potter.
Welcome to Orange Beach, Alabama, here where we are ready for OU Braves women's soccer at the site of the NAIA National Tournament. The Braves here in the second round for the first time in program history under Coach Mark Gordon, led by a team mostly full of juniors, but players like Caroline Jenkins, who's the all-time leader in points for the university, a great goalkeeper, and Cody Johnson, some excellent other players like Courtney Hughes, Sydney Alexander played huge roles in getting us to this point. So, and we'll see how far the Braves can go now that they're at the big tournament. They're past that opening round where they play at the home sites, where they were able to travel up to Hastings, Nebraska, and get that exciting 2-1 victory in overtime off that Caroline Jenkins goal, her 30th of the season. They'll be facing the Northwest Eagles. They are from Washington State and took kind of a backdoor route into the tournament. They actually finished third in their conference, did not win their conference tournament, but each conference gets to make up their own rules as to how they apportion those two spots in the NAIA tournament that they get. And their conference has elected to send the runner-up in the conference tournament instead of the runner-up during the regular season. And so that's how they got in. But not a team to be overlooked, as they promptly went down and played the 6th overall seed in this whole tournament in Beola and were able to win 2-0. So a shutout performance there against the 6th seed in the entire tournament. So definitely not a team to take lightly, even though their schedule or their record may not look quite as impressive. They are sitting at 13 wins on the year, 13 wins, 6 losses, 2 ties, compared to the Braves' 19 wins and 3 ties. But we'll have an exciting match. We'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back, and we are able to have a little chat with head coach Mark Gordon, so we'll bring that to you after the break as well. You're listening to OU Soccer here on KOFO Sports.
Anyone can call themselves a construction company, slap a sign on the side of their truck, and drive around town looking for work. Is that who you want to hire? No, you're smarter than that. Wise Guys Construction at 108 North Main in Ottawa has been in business for 13 years, building new residential homes, adding additions and finishing basements, solving commercial structure needs for businesses, and repairing damage left behind from fire or water. When it comes to who you hire for residential and commercial construction needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction at 785-229-5651.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
And welcome back to Orange Beach, Alabama. This is the Wise Guys Construction pregame show, and I am David Potter here with KOFO Sports, bringing you the pregame for OU women's soccer, ready to take on Northwest College of Washington State here. And Coach Mark Gordon is kind enough to give us some time here before the game, so let's get in a quick interview with Ottawa head coach Mark Gordon.
And I'm here with Ottawa head coach Mark Gordon of the Braves women's soccer team. We're here in Orange Beach, Alabama, the site of the NAIA tournament. And thanks for joining us here on game day, Coach.
No, thanks for having me. Looking forward to today's match.
Yeah, and we'll get to today's opponent here in just a couple minutes, but just to revisit what got you here. Of course, beating Hastings 2-1 in overtime last weekend. what kind of a moment was that for you and for the team to kind of get that monkey off your back and for the first time in program history move on to the next round of the tournament?
It was great. That's exactly it. It weighs on you a little bit. You go 3 other times, and we're close in 2. One, we were beaten pretty handily. You start to question some of the things you're doing. In terms of the lead up, what can we do to maybe get a home match? Everything's been on the road. For me, I felt like the draw was a good draw. Hastings is a good team, but we've seen them probably more regularly than any of the other teams that we've drawn in the past. And it was a good matchup. Some common opponents and things worried me, but then there were some that I was like, okay. I used the Baker and the Kansas Wesleyans. They beat Baker. Baker had handled us, and Kansas Wesleyan draws with them. We beat Kansas Wesleyan twice. So you got to take some of those things into account. But I think it was a great moment for the program and the team, and they were very excited. And I think they've realized what they have pretty quickly. I have a pretty mature group. I'm pretty heavy junior heavy on the squad right now.
Right. And speaking of juniors, how fitting was it for Caroline Jenkins to be the one to get that goal in overtime and score the game winner, her 30th goal of the year?
It was I think very gratifying, obviously, for the whole team as we were in overtime and legs were tired and all those kind of things. But for Caroline to be that benchmark, she did a lot of firsts for us. First goal in the national tournament, get a game winner, an overtime winner, multiple goals in a game. So, and she's our program's all-time leading scorer in points in a season now. So for her to have that moment, it was good. It was good. So.
Now, moving on to this week, we're here on the beach in a hotel where that's looking out over the ocean, and how do you find that balance between letting the team kind of soak the environment in and enjoy it versus trying to keep them on task and focused on what's at hand and the games this week?
We've talked a few times coming in, and when we got here, we were trying to get into our hotel rooms, and not all of them were quite ready. So we're here in the lobby and just put our bags down and literally can walk out the back and you're on the beach. And so we started with that, and they went there and just enjoyed it. It's been easy from a standpoint of being here, and when we leave from the location of the fields, they've really separated the two of what's business and what's play. And I just think that they're excited for the moment, and they understand that the more they perform, the longer they get to stay in this community and enjoy this environment. I mean, the weather today is fantastic. It's a little overcast, but we're going to hit the 70s. What a great day to play soccer.
Right.
So they are, again, there's some maturity with having even though we have a mixed group, like of returners and transfers, I feel like there's a maturity level of they understand what's on the line.
And with the format of the tournament, you win. If you win today, you're playing again tomorrow. You win then, you get one day off, and then you're playing again Friday.
Yeah.
Does that change your approach in terms of minutes played and substitutions, or are you just focused on one game at a time and winning that, and then you'll worry about fatigue and things the next day?
Yeah, we kind of have a plan in place for the end of the match, if we're fortunate enough to win the day in terms of recovery. But I think I have to approach it that way right now. There's no guarantees of tomorrow without the success of today. So we are fully focused on what we need to do today to be successful, and then we'll evaluate what we need to do in preparation for tomorrow's match if we're fortunate enough again to be playing. So.
Yeah, looking at today's opponent, Northwest, they don't. They're at least on paper, they're a different team from Hastings. Hastings was the highest scoring team in NAIA, took a lot of shots. Northwest plays good defense. They've limited opponents to just 20 goals this year, but don't take nearly as many shots. It seems they're a little more selective, haven't scored as many goals, but they've been able to find success and obviously pull off that big upset last week. What do you see in them in terms of their style of play and how it stacks up against yours?
It's that, I don't think we can get caught up in the moment of just attacking. I think observing and seeing result from last week, you can't sleep against this group. They may not score a ton of goals, but they're big goals, and if they score, they lock it down. You're not getting through. They're 13 wins on the season with only 38 goals on the season. So what that tells me defensively, they are very organized, they are disciplined, and if you make a mistake, they'll make you pay.
All right, and looking at their stat sheet, they don't have any double-digit scores. Are there any players that stand out to you to just to look out for either defensively or offensively that have been especially?
We look at the two that just recently scored, and then we looked at stats. I don't have my breakdown on my sheet, but goals and things for them. We look at number 13. She's kind of their leading scorer with, I believe she has 9 or 10 goals. They kind of spread it out. Whitney Weaver, number 7, with 6 goals. So, I mean, any of them, it sounds like, can make you pay if you're not taking care of it. So we just need to do our job, each individual player within our shape. I want us to play how we've gotten here, and we have to be an attack-oriented, minded team and play how we play, and just reduce the mistakes and not let them through.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time this morning, Coach, and best of luck against Northwest today.
I appreciate it, and we'll see you out there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And another big thank you to Coach Mark Gordon of the Ottawa Braves. We'll take another break and then be right back to Orange Beach, Alabama. We're getting close to game time here on KOFO.
Scott Schultz of Comfort Care Homes on the renovation of their facility in Ottawa, completed by Wise Guys Construction.
Bill and Jason managed the project. They basically handled all the external communication with all the different parties, and it was a very smooth process. I was extremely satisfied. We've received nothing but compliments on the home, and just really glad to have them involved. I think Wise Guys is one of the leading construction firms in Ottawa.
Be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction, 785-229-5651.
Follow your favorite area high school or Ottawa University team with the KOFO Sports Guide. The KOFO Sports Guide features your team's schedule, from football and volleyball to wrestling and basketball, golf, soccer, tennis, baseball, softball, and track. Pick up your free KOFO Sports Guide at these following locations: Keith King State Farm Insurance, Beckman Motors, Ottawa Family Physicians, QSI, Wise Guys Construction, Osage County Attorney's Office, Brandon Jones, or check it out online at KOFO.com.
Welcome back to Orange Beach, Alabama, side of the NAIA Women's Soccer National Tournament, where the Braves are set up to take on Northwestern. Here in just a couple of minutes, they're introducing the starting lineups. We'll take one more break, and then we should be back with First Kick again here in Orange Beach, Alabama. You're listening to OU Brave Soccer on KOFO Sports.
Thank you for listening to the Wise Guys Construction Braves Basketball pregame show. Tip-off is next on KOFO. Scott Schultz of Comfort Care Homes on the renovation of their facility in Ottawa, completed by Wise Guys Construction.
Bill and Jason managed the project. They basically handled all the external communication with all the different parties, and it was a very smooth process. I was extremely satisfied. We've received nothing but compliments on the home and just really glad to have them involved. I think Wise Guys is one of the leading construction firms in Ottawa.
Be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction, 785-229-5651.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to this broadcast of Ottawa University Brave Soccer, now on 103.7 FM and 1220 and KOFO.com. This OU Brave sports broadcast is being brought to you by Modern Woodman agent Dale Pearson, Hale Family Dentistry, Kansas State Bank, Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, Ottawa Recreation Commission, and by State Farm Insurance agent Keith King, Ransom Memorial Hospital, Sutton's Jewelry, Franklin County Chiropractic, CarStar, Messenger's Home Furnishing, also by Dingle & Son Mortuary, Eminent Sports Shop, the Ottawa Herald, Wise Guys Construction, People's Bank. Ottawa Brave Soccer is also brought to you by Ryan Disbro State Farm Insurance, Kramer Pharmacy, Ottawa Chiropractic, Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, the City of Ottawa. Also by Cosentino's Price Chopper, Ottawa University, Hale Agency, and Maxwell Chiropractic. Now let's return to the field and rejoin KOFO's David Potter for OU Brave Soccer.
And welcome back to Orange Beach. And once again, I'm David Potter with KOFO Sports, bringing you Ottawa Braves women's soccer, where they are ready to take on the Northwest Eagles from Washington State. We are all set up with the Braves moving left to right here to start the first half, wearing their gold uniforms. Northwest wearing navy blue, of course, moving right to left. This is a slightly different style of team, certainly from what they saw in Hastings in the opening round. Hastings, a team very similar to Ottawa, really a relentless attacking team. Northwest has scored 38 goals this season compared to the Braves having scored 74, so able to have success without finding the back of the net a whole lot. We'll see how these contrasting styles work out today. Braves just kicked that ball out of bounds along the near sideline. Ball thrown in, and then quick foul called on Naisla Munoz near midfield. So we'll see a free kick to Northwest right at midfield, again moving right to left. Here just underway in Orange Beach. Free kick fired toward the box, going to be well short of it, headed into the air by Munoz. I'll battle for it. Northwest comes out of it. Moran able to poke it out of there. Now Northwest sends it backward. We'll reset the attack. Now sending it back toward the box. Munoz got a foot on it. Excuse me, that was Moran. Now sent toward Revelis. She's working in the box. Sets it up for a shot and cleared out by Naisla Munoz. Northwest still with possession, though. I'll send it down the far wing, where it's going to be cleared and sent out of bounds by the Braves, so another throw into Northwest. Braves have not had much possession here in the opening minute and a half or so. But they haven't surrendered any shots yet. Northwest sending it back. Now they'll send it down the far wing, and Troop able to get ahead on it and then send it toward the touch line, but then saved by Northwest and then ultimately knocked out again by Troop. So it'll be another throw into Northwest. They're in dangerous territory here. Throwing along the far sideline. Zevenbergen, who's the team leader in goals, gets it, and then nice little play into the box, and Racer able to get a foot on it, but saved easily by Cody Johnson. Zevenbergen, the team's leading scorer with 9 goals. Racer has 3 on the season, a freshman getting her 12th start today. Braves send it downfield and goes out of bounds. Another throw into Northwest, this time on the defending side. To throw in along that far sideline. They're continuing continuing to work the far sideline. Now Courtney Hughes breaks out into the open field. Now she sends it in toward Caroline Jenkins, who's not quite able to track it down. It's cleared by Northwestern, but now the Braves are on the attack. Here's Barraza. She'll send it in toward the center, but headed clearance along that back line by Northwestern. Now they're on the move, taking it upfield. They'll send a through ball along that far sideline, but it'll go out of bounds. Throw in to the Braves. Sydney Alexander getting another start at left back. She had to convert from midfield as they tried to get things straightened out at the fullback position on both sides. She's settled into that home at left back and has been a really solid addition there. Here's Troop, comes through, steals the ball, and sends it down the far sideline toward Courtney Hughes, but Hughes not quite able to track it down. Another throw into Northwest. There's a foul called against Northwest. This will be a free kick to the Braves. It looks like it'll be Sydney Alexander, that dangerous left foot, set up to take it a good distance away from the box. But she probably can get it into the 18-yard box from there. She will. It's headed away by Northwestern at the top of the box, and then they will take it along the near touch line here, and the pass toward Courtney Hudak has a little too much on it, will go out of bounds. There's a clearance by Northwestern. We'll send it out of bounds. It looks like we'll have another throw-in for the Braves. The KCV had to take it very close to being corner where it was. There's a throw toward Courtney Hughes. She's battling for it. Sends it out of bounds off a Northwest defender. Another throw in for Villa. Send it in towards Courtney Hughes. Goes past her, and now Northwestern with possession. Sending it forward. Barraza's going to track it down. He sends it down the near sideline here, but there was no one there to retrieve it for the Braves, and it'll end up being a goal kick to Northwest. Goalkeeper Lauren Hellam set up to take the goal kick. Send this one forward, well short of the midline. Caroline Jenkins trying to track it down and will go out of bounds. Be another throw in for Casey Villa, as it was last touched by Northwest defender. Throw in toward Courtney Hughes, intercepted by Northwest defender, but just cleared right out of bounds again. So another throw in here along the near sideline. Now, here's Diana Moreno. Got a dangerous ball into the box. No one able to get possession for the Braves. Here's Moran sending it over to the left side for Sydney Alexander, who's able to take possession away from Northwestern. Now a chase for it. It looks like the Eagles are going to be able to track it down. They send it up the far sideline, maintain possession, keep it in bounds. Now sent backward, and Jenkins able to take possession. She's going to get a shot off, and it's saved. Jenkins on the rebound. Another shot saved, another one, and that's going to be wide of the far post. Jenkins had three different opportunities. A great save by the keeper, a great save by a defender, and then that one just went to the right side of the far post. Probably had a little too much air under it as well. But Jenkins just relentless. Every time the rebound came back to her, she stepped into it and took another shot, trying to get that first goal on the board for the Braves. Here's the goal kick. Moreno able to get her head on it. Now Hughes battling for it. Ends up going to Northwest. Hudak sends it into the midfield. Now Hudak again will send a pass that's picked off by Moreno near midfield. And here's Sydney Alexander trying to track it down. Tries to keep it in bounds. She gets her foot on it. Looks like it was last touched by Northwestern, so she'll pick it up and throw it in. Now another one mistouched or mishandled on the first touch by Northwestern, so another throw-in along that far sideline by Sydney Alexander. Northwest gets ahead on the throw. It's Hughes battling with the defender for it. Defender able to clear it. Now another struggle near the midline. Now another one goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. About 8 minutes into the match now, still tied. No goals scored yet. Jenkins had a couple of shots, but a couple of nice saves. Kept the Braves off the scoreboard just a few minutes ago. Here's a throw-in for Northwest. Tough defense being played by Sydney Alexander, and they'll have to send it backward. Now they're passed toward the box. Looks like it was Troop that got a hand on it. Now here's Jenkins trying to lay it out for Barraza, but Barraza not quite able to catch up to it. There's a Braves player down, and they're going to stop the game and tend to her. Looks like it's Yana Moran. And it happened away from the ball, so I'm not sure what the nature of the injury is or what the nature of the contact was, if there was any. It's the non-contact injuries that can be the worst, but she is able to get back up and stay in the game. .36-37 to go here in the first half. Again, nil on both sides. Braves will send it over to the goalkeeper to put it back into play. Here's Hellam. Again, drop kick well shy of midfield. There's not as much of a wind as there was blowing last night, but still a good south wind, which means blowing from left to right, favoring the Braves on this side of the field. That means it's blowing into the Eagles goalkeeper's face. Here's Jenkins with the ball near midfield, tries to send a through ball to Courtney Hughes. She may have been offside anyway, but it's a little too much on it. And it's easily taken by the keeper, Helm. And they will go ahead and call the offside penalty. So the Eagles able to put it into play. There's a header. Moran able to get it up to Hughes. She's battling for it along the near sideline here. Northwest able to take it away. Still working along the near sideline. Able to keep it on the wing. Here's Zevenbergen working against Munoz. Sends it in toward Hudak. Hudak has it taken away. Nice play by Mendoza there. The Northwest are able to regain possession. Now Sydney Alexander is going to kick it out of bounds along that far sideline, so it'll be another throw in to Northwest. We'll get it into Riley Racier. Now it's taken by the Braves. Troop back out to Sydney Alexander, who's going to send it forward and out of bounds. We'll see another throw to Northwest. In a lot of battling along the touch lines here so far, and a lot of throw-ins going both ways. We have another throw into the Braves now. This one headed backward towards Sydney Alexander, who threw it in. Having an issue with the clock where it hasn't restarted since the injury to Moran, which was a couple minutes ago, so they're going to have to pause for a moment to get that sorted out. The referee communicating with the timekeeper, trying to get that sorted out on the scoreboard. So we'll go from 36-27 down to 34-22 remaining in the first half. Again, no score yet. Working along the far sideline. I'll try and send it to Villa here along the near sideline across the field, but pass knocked away by Northwestern. Now a battle for it in the box. Munoz gets her head on it. It's chased down by Zevenbergen. Now a shot from distance is just wide of the far post. Shot from long distance by, looks like it was Tiffany Taylor, the senior midfielder, from a few yards outside the box. But just too much to the left. Cody Johnson ran over to that far post but didn't end up having to dive for it. Johnson will put it into play, tracked down by Diana Moreno. She's not quite able to get there, got a foot on it, but it's going to go out of bounds. Throw into Northwest. It'll be Jesse Nickel to throw it in, the left back. Sends it toward Racer. He tries to get it into the box. It's taken by the Braves. Moreno now has her pass intercepted. Now one into the box. Cody Johnson hustles out to pick it up as Jubilee Zevenbergen was hot on its tail trying to get there before Johnson could, but Johnson able to beat her there. That's how the Braves gave up their only goal in the match against Hastings. It was within the first couple of minutes as we see a shove by Shariah Roberts of Northwest, called for a foul, and we'll see a set-piece opportunity for the Braves. Good distance from the box, but close enough to get it there. But that is how they surrendered the only goal against Hastings, was just a situation where Johnson wasn't able to quite get to the ball fast enough as she came off the line. That's always a tough position for a goalkeeper to be in, but there she was able to get to that one. Now this ball being headed around on the Northwest defensive side of the field. Now they try to take it forward, but run down by Addie Barraza. The Northwestern able to regain possession, still on their own side of the field. Here's Tatiana Ravelas. Has it taken by the Braves. Hughes trying to get it forward to Jenkins. Jenkins had a hard time trying to control that on the first touch. The pass was airborne, kind of hit her up in the thigh or the midsection. It's hard to bring those down and control them immediately, and possession was taken away by Northwestern. Now sent forward by Northwest, but Munoz is able to handle it. Now Jenkins tries to head this one forward to Hughes, but Hughes not quite able to track it down. Now Rassier sends it back to the right back for Northwest. She'll move it forward into open space. Rassier gets it to Zevenbergen. Zevenbergen sends it along the far wing, and that one drilled forward and out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Cody Johnson. Wasn't a whole lot she could have done from that angle. Mostly kicked it forward, but straight into the fence, not really anywhere close to the goal. So kind of stuck between trying to cross it or shoot it, and just didn't really have the angle for either. So goal kick for Cody Johnson, again with the wind at her back. Nice play by Courtney Hudak, just kind of bursting through to get her foot on it, but got a little too much on it, and the ball rolls straight back to Cody Johnson. Our drop kick will land right near the midline. Jenkins gets her head on it. No one there to run it down for the Braves. Now Courtney Hughes trying to battle for it. Now sent forward by Jesse Nickel of Northwest, run down by Rassier. But Nisla Munoz is able to shield her from it and just sends it out of bounds. It'll be a throw into Northwest, but in dangerous territory once again. Throw in for Shariah Roberts. Sends it in toward Rassier. Headed out by Haley Troop, and she gets a little shove from Zevenberger right at the end. It'll be a foul called in the box. So free kick for Cody Johnson. Right about where it would be were she taking a goal kick. She'll just send it over to her right back, Casey Villa, who can't control it with the first touch. Now possession goes back to Northwest, but they're not able to control it. Troop tracks it down, sends it forward, but out of bounds. So another throw in to Northwest, Jesse Nickel to throw it in. Senior left back throws it in. Here's Tiffany Taylor working against Johanna Moran. No room. She tries to pass, but it's deflected out of bounds by Courtney Hughes. Now another throw in. Here's Hudak. Little contact from behind there as Tiffany Taylor got her hands into Johanna Moran's back. And foul called. Nisla Munoz will take the free kick, and it's pinballing around and finally settles with Addie Barraza under control. Now she'll have it kicked away by Ashley Evinger along that far sideline. So Sydney Alexander to throw it in. Got a substitution as Claudia Moreno comes on for, looks like it's Samantha Mendoza coming off. 28 minutes to go here in the first half, no score. There's Northwest with a clearance around the midline. Braves trying to control it, and then looks like Sydney Alexander tried to send it forward, but her own player got in the way and sent out of bounds. Last touch by the Braves, so a throw in to the Eagles. Throw it in along the far sideline, again moving right to left. They'll get it out onto the wing. Opportunity for a cross here. Sent into the box. Cody Johnson goes up, punches it out. It's a free ball in the box, though. Finally cleared by Nisla Munoz. Dangerous ball there, but Johnson able to get her hands on it, and then Munoz eventually able to clear it. So the danger cleared for now, but the ball sent into the box again. Munoz this time gets it out to Sydney Alexander, or excuse me, that's Barraza along the far sideline. On Northwestern, firing another one into the box, but past everyone. It's going to be tracked down, though, by Hudak. Hudak, just outside the box, sends a shot on the ground, easily handled by Cody Johnson. The Braves back line not frequently tested as much as they have been. As we went over in the pregame, this Northwest team not known for being a real aggressive attacking team that takes a lot of shots, but they've been testing the goal more so than the Braves have so far. This one sent out of bounds, last touched by Sydney Alexander along the far sideline. Northwest still in attacking mode. There's the throw. Tiffany Taylor trying to take it all the way into the box herself, eventually has it taken away. But now, free ball in the box, rolls out, tracked down by Rossier. Rossier trying to get around Moreno, crosses it to no one on the other side of the field, out of bounds, throw into the Braves. But Northwest continues to put the Braves back line in positions they don't want to be in. Braves have not been able to get that consistent pressure that they've really thrived on this season. This ball headed forward by Sydney Alexander after being sent back to her. Now sent out of bounds by Evinger along that far sideline. So it'll be another throw in for Alexander for the Braves. She'll get it into Haley Troop. Controls it and sends it forward and out of bounds. Couldn't really get her foot on it just right. Now thrown in by Northwest. Here's Reveles. Sending it forward to Zevenbergen along that far touch line, and she tried to cross it, but it crossed the line. So it'll be a goal kick for Cody Johnson. Johnson will set it up on the far edge of the keeper's box. Just under 25 minutes remaining in the first half. We'll see another substitution as Elena Jimenez comes in at right back for Casey Villa. Now there's a foul called against, looks like it was Moran. We'll call it maybe 30 yards out. So a free kick to Northwest. They should be able to put it into the box from here. And they're offside. She does get it to a teammate, but she was a good full step behind the back line when that ball was kicked. So no scoring opportunity out of the set piece for the Eagles. Cody Johnson to send it forward off the free kick, headed forward by Moran. No one able to track it down upfield for the Braves. Now Moran gets her head on another one. Here's Barraza trying to send it forward to Hughes. Hughes and Jenkins both in the area, but neither one able to get it tracked down, but sent out of bounds by the Eagles. Now a throw in by Barraza, trying to get it to Jenkins. It's cleared out of bounds once again along that far sideline by Ebinger. There's Courtney Hughes. He tries to control it, but the first touch sends it out of bounds, so here will be a throw-in for Northwest. Far sideline throw-in. Battle for it along the touchline. Sydney Alexander looks like she won it, and out of bounds last touch by Northwest. Now a throw-in sent straight out of bounds by Northwest, so another throw-in for the Braves, and it's sent out of bounds once again. Alexander keeps throwing it in, and the Northwest defense just comes right up and sends it right out of bounds. Here's Caroline Jenkins passing it over to Mendoza, or excuse me, that's Moreno. Now it's cleared. Munoz gets her head on it. Now Jimenez tried to send it up the near sideline, but there's no one there for OU. So about 22 minutes remaining in the first half. Still no score. It'll be a goal kick for Northwest and senior goalkeeper Lauren Hellam. In 21 games, Northwest only surrendered 20 goals, so not uncommon to see score lines with zeros in them when the Eagles are playing. And they've shown that here. Very tough defense to crack, and the Braves haven't found that combination quite yet, although Caroline Jenkins had a couple of opportunities earlier. Now, the Eagles send it over along the near sideline here now. Send it up to the wing to Tiffany Taylor on the near sideline. Has just her pocket picked by Munoz. A great play by the all-KCAC defender. Another struggle for it here along the near sideline. They're going to call a foul, I believe, against Munoz, as she and Courtney Hudak were both kind of battling with their hands. Foul called against the Braves. Now this will be a dangerous set-piece opportunity just outside the box for Tatiana Reveles. She'll send it toward the goal where Cody Johnson will retrieve it easily. Not sure if she was trying to loft it up in the air so someone could get their head on it, or if she was trying to take a shot on goal, but it ended up just being kind of light and with too much air under it, and Johnson was able to easily control it. Now the Braves send it downfield, and it's cleared by Northwest and then sent out of bounds. We're going to see another substitution as Diana Moreno comes off. It looks like it's going to be Megan Shaughnessy coming in the midfield. There's another one sent out of bounds as Shaughnessy tried to track it down, but looks like Northwest got a toe on it, so the Braves get a throw-in. They're in dangerous territory here. Courtney Hughes working along that far sideline. She tries to control it through some contact and ends up losing control, and it rolls out of bounds over the touchline, so a throw into Northwest. Now the ball popped up into the air, and Claudio Moreno able to get her foot on it. Now Jenkins battling for it near the goal, but it's cleared, sent out of bounds, very close to being a corner kick, but they'll say it's a throw-in right next to the flag for the Braves. Now cleared out by Northwestern once again, or Northwest, excuse me. Now this one sent out of bounds by the Braves along that far sideline, so Northwest will get another throw-in. We're down to about 19 minutes to go here in the first half. Still no scoring. only a handful of shots taken for both teams. Shaughnessy will get a foot on this one, send it out of bounds. Another throw into Northwest just on their own side of the midline. Now headed up into the air and out of bounds by Sydney Alexander, so we'll continue the march of throw-ins. Northwest sends it down the touch line. Alexander gets in there and sends it forward, and it ricochets off an eagle and out of bounds. So another throw-in by Sydney Alexander. Claudia Moreno is fouled as she gets a little push from the back. This will be a free kick to the Braves, maybe 30 yards away from their own goal. Sydney Alexander to send it forward, looking for Courtney Hughes, who's able to control it, tries to get up to Caroline Jenkins. Jenkins has possession but has to work it around. She's tripped up, no call. Clean tackle, and now coming back the other way, Sydney Alexander comes up and steals the ball. Here's Courtney Hughes, a nice little touch to try and get herself an opportunity, a diving save by the goalkeeper. Lauren Hellam comes out and gets to it right before Courtney Hughes had a chance to try and get a shot off. So Courtney Hughes, a dangerous little play where she popped it up into the air and was able to get underneath it herself. So essentially passing it to herself, but wasn't quite able to get the shot off before Hellam came out there. Now a lot of contact here as Munoz or Moran tries to bring it down through the middle, battling with Bailey Travis of Northwest, and eventually rolls up to the goalkeeper Hellam, who picks it up and sends a drop kick forward. Now an errant pass tracked down by Haley Troop, sent forward, no one there for the Braves, but a header by Northwest sends it right over to Addie Barraza. She's knocked to the ground, but no foul call. Now Shaughnessy runs up, gets it. She has got possession taken from her. Northwest sends it across the midline now, working along that far touch line, and sent out of bounds as Zevenbergen, trying to do a little too much on her own and couldn't keep control of it, sent it over the line. Now Sydney Alexander sends it forward to Caroline Jenkins. She's onside. She tracks the ball down. She's working against a defender. Now another one gets into position. She gets a little bit of an angle, tries to fire a shot. The defender able to deflect it, goes out of bounds, but it will be a corner kick for the Braves. So a nice little set-piece opportunity for them. Jenkins will set it up to take it herself. Shaughnessy, Barraza, and Hughes all at the edge of the box. They'll make their runs. Jenkins sends it in. Deflected. Now a shot by the Braves. Deflected again and sent out by Northwest. Looked like that was going to be a goal for Ottawa, but Northwest had a defender stationed in exactly the right spot along the line there inside the goal, and they were able to just knock it right back out, just pinballed back and forth and eventually cleared. Here's Jenkins trying to track it down again, working against multiple defenders, sends another one forward and doesn't get a clean touch on it, and it's going to be a goal kick for Lauren Hellam. Northwest will make a substitution as Tiffany Taylor comes off. It looks like it'll be Madison Nortu coming in for her. Now the ball along the near sideline. Northwest trying to send it forward. Addie Barraza picks her pocket. She's working with her back to the goal, sends it back to Moran, tries to clear some space, gets it out to Jimenez, who's going to lose track of it. Taken by Northwestern. They're going to try and counter, but they have to send it back. They're not going to be able to advance it with numbers. And they'll send it forward again. Nice job by Troop getting her head on it. Now Troop will just kick it forward in the general area of Courtney Hughes, but she's not quite able to control it. Now here's Moreno trying to get to that ball. Couldn't quite get to it, but might have started a run if she'd been able to. Nice Munoz tracks one down right in front of the box. clears it, but Northwest will maintain possession. Now Moran, nice defensive play. Gets it, tries to send it forward to Jenkins, but a defender in the way for Northwest. Down under 14 minutes remaining here in the first half. Still no score. Shaughnessy tracks it down along the far sideline. One touch and she'll lose control. Northwest sends it forward, but Sydney Alexander right there. She gets her foot on it, but misplayed, and it'll go out of bounds. Another throw into Northwest. Along that far sideline, just on their own side of the midline. The battle for it along that far sideline now. Northwest will send a ball in the air downfield. Now it's Hannah Nicholson trying to track it down for Northwest, but Jimenez is going to get there first. She keeps it in bounds as she sends it along the sideline, but it'll be taken by Northwest. Barraza pokes it out. Now Moran able to get it into open field. She looks for somewhere to go with it, gets it to Jenkins, who's going to send it forward to Courtney Hughes. Courtney Hughes gets a touch on it. She's not going to quite be able to track it down before the defender does. And Northwest able to keep it in bounds. They'll send it into the middle where Moreno able to intercept that pass. Sends it over to Moran. Now she'll get it over to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy back to Moreno. Now here's Jimenez. Jimenez with a chance to try and maybe cross it into the box. She sort of loses possession of it. Now Troop will come up and send it toward the sideline, almost preserved by Addie Barraza, but looks like it just crossed the line, so it will be another throw-in for Northwest. We'll see a substitution as we have Anna Gonzalez coming in for Courtney Hughes. Gonzalez, who didn't even make the trip to Hastings, she's been out with an injury for weeks, is out there back on the field, a starter for most of the season until she went down with that leg injury, and she makes her return here in the NAIA playoffs. I'll fight for it in the open field here on Ottawa's defensive side. Troop is going to put this one up into the air and out of bounds, so Northwest will get another throw-in. Referee blows the whistle. And I've been ready for the throw-in quite yet. We went over and talked to Anna Gonzalez briefly, who motioned toward her wrist, and then referee accepted whatever it was she had to say, and we're back in play. A shot from long distance sent into Cody Johnson, but she's able to get it easily. This one sent out of bounds now by Haley Troop, as the ball was sent back into the box. Cody Johnson might not have been able to track that one down, so Troop swooped in and sent it out. Northwest will keep the pressure on, though. Possessed at the top of the 18-yard box. Fighting for it is Moran, who is able to get it out of there, but Northwest runs back up and sends another one toward Cody Johnson, who is playing kind of like a center fielder out there at the moment. They're sending a lot of balls into her through the air from distance, and she's just tracking them down and cradling them. Now a foul called against Allison Lorraine, who tried to go over Anna Gonzalez's back on a ball in the air. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Still no score in Orange Beach. 35. Now here's Caroline Jenkins with the ball. Takes a shot, but way off target. Missed the near post by a good 5 or 6 feet. Didn't have really the angle to try and turn and get it all the way on track. Kayla Sacedo is going to come on for Addie Barraza, give her a little bit of a break here with 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Battle for it near midfield. Haley Troop. A little too much contact as she battled, looks like it was Jaleesa Santiago for it. It'll be a free kick to Northwest right in front of the midline. They'll quick kick it, send it forward. Now at the edge of the box, a driving shot from Ashley Evinger, deflected by a defender. It goes out of bounds. So another throw in to Northwest along that far sideline. Evinger to throw it in. Troop gets her head on it, sends it forward. Now here's Caroline Jenkins. Has it run down, taken from her from behind her, but she's able to regain possession, fires one forward, but Claudia Moreno not quite able to track that one down. Now Northwest sends it back toward the center of the field, but Haley Troop once again there to intercept it. Now she's going to take it forward a bit. Now tried to send it over to Kayla Sacedo, who they have playing on that right wing on the near sideline here, but a little too much on it for Sacedo to track it down. Now the throw-in. Battle for it along the near sideline here, and Jimenez goes to the ground. Northwest continues to press forward. Now the ball tracked down at the edge of the 18-yard box and sent backward by Northwest. Now they'll try and send it into the box. Nobody on the other end. Cody Johnson able to get it. So looked like they might have a dangerous situation there with Whitney Weaver kind of running parallel to the goal along the edge of that 18-yard box, but not able to find anyone to get it to and not able to create an angle for herself. Now Ottawa going the other way. Here's Caroline Jenkins. Little room, but a tough angle. Tries a shot. It's deflected by a defender and cleared by Northwest. Now a pass goes too far and goes over the touchline, a throw into the Braves. Here's Anna Gonzalez. Pops it up into the air. Nobody in a yellow or a gold uniform there to recover it. Northwest has it along the near sideline here. Courtney Jenkins able to get in front of that pass, trying to create an angle for herself. Takes a shot on goal. Oh, almost mishandled by Hellam. She almost spilled it out, but she was able to jump on it a second time after making the initial contact with it. It didn't end up slipping through. Now Northwest, once again with the ball right near the midline, taking it forward. Now they'll send it back to Evinger. Evinger looks for someone to pass to and doesn't really get it to anyone. As Haley Troop gets it, but there's a battle for it. Sent forward by the Braves. Anna Gonzalez has to run backward to track it down. Now Northwestern gets it. And now Hannah Nicholson trying to track it down along the near sideline. Kayla Sacedo battling with her for it, and Sacedo wins the battle, and she's able to pass it over to Naisla Munoz. Now, Anna Gonzalez, she has, wow, it was Allison Lorraine with a whole handful of Gonzalez jersey, and no call. And now Northwest sends it out of bounds. But it'll be called a foul against Ottawa first. So a free kick to Northwest, a good distance from the goal. Bailey Travis, the sophomore midfielder, to send it in. Got a strong leg. She's able to get it all the way into the box, but Cody Johnson comes up and takes possession. It looks like they're going to call a foul. A little too much bumping there on the part of Northwestern anyways. We click down toward 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Still scoreless. Cody Johnson to take the free kick. Sends it to her left towards Sydney Alexander, who's going to track it down moving forward. Tries to get it to Claudio Moreno. Moreno not quite able to track it down, but Northwest not able to get possession. It goes out of bounds. Here's Anna Gonzalez. Tries to spring it with the through ball to Moreno, but a little too much on it. Will go out of bounds along the end line and be a goal kick for Lauren Hellam and the Northwest Eagles. Hellam sends it forward. Battle for it in the air, won by Moran, who gets it over to Anna Gonzalez, but had possession taken away by Hannah Nicholson. She sends it forward. Now Naisla Munoz is able to track it down for Ottawa, but they're going to call another foul against the Braves, so another free kick. This one a little closer to the box, And it's going to be Bailey Travis again, who showed on the last free kick from even further out that she's well capable, even against that wind, of getting it into the box from here. So this could be a dangerous play for the Braves. They'll need to make sure they've got everyone marked. The ball sent into the box. Sydney Alexander able to knock it out, and then finally cleared by Haley Troop. But the Eagles track it back down. Now it's going to be an offside call, so Braves will get a free kick, and it'll be Haley Troop taking it. Good 25 yards outside of her own goal. 3:10 remaining on the clock here in the first half. Anna Gonzalez got her foot on that, but not able to fully control it. Now a shot from long distance by Bailey Travis, and she didn't get her whole foot on it, just sort of rolled into Cody Johnson's possession. Under 3 minutes to go here, and there's still no scores. The drop kick sent just past the midline. Northwest able to track it down. Now Moran able to get it over to Kayla Saucedo. Saucedo, she can shoot from distance. She's going to try and pass to Caroline Jenkins, and just led her by a little too much. Ends up in the hands of Lauren Hellam. Saucedo briefly had an angle where she could have shot. It would have been a long shot, but she does have a strong leg. And here's a throw in to Anna Gonzalez. Gonzalez sends it to Moran, who then kicks it upfield towards Caroline Jenkins, who's not quite able to track it down, trying to steal the ball from the back line. Not quite able to get there. Now Northwest will send it forward. Nice passing. Now it's Jaleesa Santiago with the ball here on the wing along the near sideline. Nice work by Nisla Munoz to get her foot on it and kick it out of bounds. Deflect it off of Jaleesa Santiago, resulting in a Braves throw-in along the near sideline here. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. No score yet. The throw-in toward Anna Gonzalez is headed by Northwest, but Jenkins able to get to it. Now she sends it forward to Claudia Moreno. Moreno chases it down along the wing. She's going to cross it in, but nobody there for the Braves. Mishandled by the keeper, but there's nobody in the box for Ottawa to take advantage of the mistake. Now here's Sydney Alexander, a good distance from... Sydney Alexander sent one into the box from long distance. Jenkins got her head on it and forced a save by the keeper, Lauren Hellam, so it'll go out of bounds and create a corner kick. It'll be Jenkins to take it. We're just under a minute remaining here in the half. Jenkins along the far sideline, sends it in from the corner, sends it over everybody's head, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll curl out of bounds and end up being a goal kick for Hellam. So barring the unforeseen in the next 40 seconds, it looks like we'll have a tie with no score at halftime. Hellam's goal kick into the wind, clearly hits the wind and just doesn't have much distance on it. Now here's Hannah Nicholson trying to send it forward to Whitney Weber, who's not able to keep it inbound. It'll be a throw-in for the Braves, so unless they can do something very quickly, this should be about it. And that's going to be it for the first half. 0-0, 0-0, no score on the board here in Orange Beach, as the Braves and Northwest Eagles are tied up trying to battle for a spot in the NAIA quarterfinals. We'll go ahead and take a break and then be back with the halftime show here in Orange Beach. You're listening to OU Soccer on KOFO Sports.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
When your vehicle needs repairs, or maybe it's time for maintenance, what do you look for in an auto repair and maintenance shop? You look for all of the qualities that Carswell Automotive provides. Carswell Automotive has been serving the Franklin County area for over 20 years. They offer same-day service on most repairs. Their technicians have over 35 years of experience, and they stand behind their work with a 12-month, 12,000-mile unbeatable warranty. Voted the best auto repair shop in Franklin County 5 years in a row. Carswell Automotive. Call 242-6360 or visit carswellautomotive.com.
This is Aaron Bean with Beanie's Body Shop in Ottawa, celebrating our 12th anniversary of serving you with a November special. Get 20% off our expert detail work this month. Beanie's Body Shop in Ottawa. Call us today at 785-242-4082.
Rust-Oleum Chalk Paint, great for repurposing old furniture. Available now at Ottawa Paint, Frames, and Decor.
Be it gift or treating yourself, let exclusive 3rd Street Spa save you money this holiday season. Stop by the first Saturday in December to purchase discounted gift certificates. That's December 4th, 9 until 4. Save on massage, pedi, and mani gift certificates at exclusive 3rd Street Spa.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
And we're back in Orange Beach. Still halftime here between the Braves and the Northwest Eagles. And no score on the board, and nothing really came particularly close for the Eagles, even though they were able to control possession for more than, I would say, more than half of the half, but weren't able to create a lot of chances off it. The Braves were able to get a few, including one off of a set piece where it looked like they had a surefire goal, but the Eagles had a defender just stationed perfectly along that line who was able to knock it out after the keeper had already made a play on it initially and deflected it. But even earlier in the half, Caroline Jenkins, of course, the leading scorer for the Braves with 30 goals on the season, the all-time career leader in points for the program, was able to get a couple of shots, in fact, 3 shots. Her first one was blocked by the keeper, a nice diving save by the keeper, Lauren Hellam of Northwest. Then it was deflected right back to her. She fired another shot that a defender was able to get a foot on, and then she tracked that deflection down and sent another one toward the goal, but that one was wide of the far post. And so 3 shots and 3 good shots by Jenkins, but ended up coming up just empty-handed. And so despite the opportunities for Ottawa, no goals for them. And then again, Northwest seemed like they played most of the half on Ottawa's defensive half of the pitch, but not really able to turn it into a lot of really clean looks at the goal. As that back line, and specifically the center backs, Haley Troop and Naisla Munoz, really doing a lot of work against those Northwest forwards, really limiting their angles and limiting their passing opportunities. Cody Johnson, most of her saves were really just her just catching airborne balls that were sent into the box without a whole lot of direction, that didn't require a whole lot of effort on her part. So an even match so far. The scoreboard reflects it. Neither team generating great looks at the goal, and neither team really dominating any element of the game. We'll take another break here from Orange Beach, and then we'll be back with more of the halftime show. You're listening to OU Soccer on KOFO Sports.
Are you looking for one-on-one shooting training? The Gun Guys in downtown Ottawa offer private shooting lessons. Call or stop by today for more information. The Gun Guys, open 7 days a week.
This is Ryan Disbro, your State Farm agent in Garnett. When you've earned the right to retire, it's a time to enjoy life and not worry about running out of money. I'm a retirement income certified professional who can help you through the complexities of making your savings last through what could be a decades-long retirement. Call or stop by today to see what options I can provide to help give you peace of mind about your financial future, because in retirement, every day is a Saturday. 785-448-1660 or visit online at ryandisbro.com.
It's chainsaw season. Dangerous Toys downtown Ottawa is the place to go for bar oil, chains, and other parts. And right now, save $4 off each package chain for the month of November. Ready for a new chainsaw? Dangerous Toys carries EFCO, Tanaka, Dolmar, and Oregon Power Equipment. Dangerous Toys downtown Ottawa.
For all your computer services and repair, call Don Hardman, 418-2331.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
Your prescription is running out. You need a refill, but you just can't get there today. What do? Isn't it nice to know that your local hometown pharmacy delivers? Kramer Pharmacy in downtown Ottawa makes it convenient for you with free delivery of your prescription needs. Call today and talk to the pharmacy staff to set up your one-time or continuing delivery schedule. They even deliver outside of the city limits. Kramer Pharmacy, your local full-service pharmacy at 134 South Main in Ottawa. Call 785-242-2050.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
We're back in Orange Beach where it's halftime. Again, no score between the OU Braves and the Northwest Eagles so far. Interestingly, Coach Mark Gordon is not elected to take the team into the locker room and instead is over along the sideline talking to his team, the Braves, whereas Northwest does appear has gone into the locker room, so just different approaches by the two coaches. Coach Gordon has to be a little frustrated with the way things played out in the first half. You know, the Braves obviously looked to dominate possession and get as many opportunities and shots on the goal as possible, whereas Northwest, really a team that, they're not afraid to take it forward at all, but more of a defensive-oriented team. But Northwest really more on the attack than the Braves were in that first half. The Braves perhaps were able to generate better looks on the goal, but weren't necessarily able to make that the norm, as they only got a handful of them, and they were all ably blocked by a tough back line, a tough goalkeeper in Lauren Hellam for Northwest. So they were generating a handful of opportunities, but for the most part, they found themselves on their own side of the field trying to wrestle possession back away from the Eagles. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Braves come out with a little more fire behind the attack in the second half and try and play a little more their style of soccer. They're not accustomed to backtracking and playing defense as much as they did in the first half of this game. Again, Northwest, a team that you might say sort of backed their way into the tournament, but they're proving they're more than capable of playing at this level, as they knocked off the 6th seed last week on the road, and now here in neutral territory, they're giving the Braves every bit of all they can handle. We'll take another break and then be back with more of the halftime show here in Orange Beach. You're listening to Ottawa Soccer on KOFO Sports.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
Give the gift of relaxation, self-indulgence, and a little TLC. Give a gift certificate from exclusive 3rd Street Spa. Stop in Saturday, December 4th for discounted massage, pedi, and mani gift certificates and a ready-to-give gift bag. It's looking a lot like Christmas at exclusive 3rd Street Spa.
Anyone can call themselves a construction company, slap a sign on the side of their truck, and drive around town looking for work. Is that who you want to hire? No. You're smarter than that. Wise Guys Construction at 108 North Main in Ottawa has been in business for 13 years, building new residential homes, adding additions, and finishing basements, solving commercial structure needs for businesses, and repairing damage left behind from fire or water. When it comes to who you hire for residential and commercial construction needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction at 785-229-5651.
For all your computer services and repair, call Don Hardman, 418-2331.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
It's always time for pizza at Pizza Time, downtown Ottawa. Pizza Time delivers to the dorms on the Ottawa University campus. Call 242-TIME to place your order. In a hurry for lunch? Enjoy Pizza Time's hot, delicious lunch buffet, 11 until 2, Monday through Friday. Salad bar, pizza, pasta, breadsticks, dessert pizza, and cookies. All you can eat. Pizza Time, 208 South Main, downtown Ottawa. Call 242-TIME. What time is it? Pizza Time.
Welcome back to Orange Beach, Alabama, where, once again, Braves and Northwest Eagles tied up with no score at halftime, both battling for a spot in the NAIA quarterfinals. The whole tournament will take place here in Orange Beach, Alabama. It's been a beautiful day. It was sunny and almost 80 degrees earlier, and the clouds came in just before sunset, and there's a bit of chill to the air in the evening here, but still not a situation where weather is going to play a big factor. The only way in which it might is there is a decent breeze coming in from the south, so picture that as being left to right, but not as strong as it was last night. I was here for the game that Baker was able to win, where they won off a shot that was probably taken from a good close to 30 yards out and just lofted into the goal. The keeper came out thinking that she would be able to catch it a couple of yards in front of her line, and then started to retreat and realized that she wasn't going to be able to get there, and sort of helplessly watched it sail over her head. I don't think we've got quite that strong of a wind tonight, but still enough of one to play with the ball a little bit when it gets up into the air. So that'll be something that will be in the Eagles' favor as we switch sides for the second half. And we are getting closer to the beginning of the second half, so we will go ahead and take one more break and then be back with the second half of this match. You're listening to Ottawa Braves Soccer here on KOFO Sports.
When it comes to feeling special, exclusive 3rd Street Spa knows what they're doing. Save on pedi, mani, and massage gift certificates this Saturday, December 3rd. Enjoy refreshments and a free chair massage. Everyone deserves a little TLC at exclusive 3rd Street Spa.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
When your company needs new or used equipment to get the job done, Arvest Equipment Finance may be your answer to your financing needs. At Arvest Bank, our finance experts can help you with customized solutions to fit all your equipment financing needs. We offer 100% financing with approved credit, proven solutions, and faster turnaround than many other loan options. Arvest Equipment Finance is sure to be the answer to your financing needs. Stop by the local Arvest Bank and talk to an expert today, or visit arvest.com. Arvest Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for that perfect gift for someone? How about for yourself? This holiday season, spend your dollars wisely on something that lasts and gives back year after year after year. But where can I find something like that? Messenger's Home Furnishings in South Ottawa has been offering furniture, bedding, and accessories for nearly 20 years and doing it the right way. Messenger's has stocked up on everything for the holidays, and you'll find everything on sale during their annual holiday sale. Interest-free financing and free layaway is also available. This holiday season, make it Messenger's Home Furnishings in South Ottawa.
And we're back on the beach, Orange Beach, Alabama, the site of the NAIA Women's Soccer Tournament, where we are just about ready to get underway in the second half. the Braves and the Northwest Eagles from Washington State tied up at 0. We'll switch sides. The Braves, where their gold uniforms will go right to left this half, and the Northwest Eagles wearing navy blue with gold trim moving left to right. And as they take the field, we'll see if there's any sort of change in the lineup. They will keep Megan Shaughnessy out there on the wing. So that's a little different from the original starting lineup, as I don't see, looks like Diana Moreno out there. But aside from that, it looks like we've got the starting lineup. Well, with another exception, it looks like senior McKenna Stang will be making her first appearance at the game. She is in there for, we'll see which one of the regulars is not appearing to start the second half. Coach Gordon did say in that pregame interview that he had kind of a rotation plan as far as substitutes are concerned, with the possible game lurking just 24 hours away. But as he also mentioned, you can't play for tomorrow when you're not guaranteed a game tomorrow. So I would expect to see mostly regulars in as we go through this second half. The Caroline Jenkins and McKenna Stang at the center mark to start this one off, waiting for the referee's signal, and there it is, and we're underway. Stang will send it back to Moran, who sends it forward. It gets over the back line. The keeper has to come up out of the box and just clear it to her left side and out of bounds along the far touch line. Here's a throw-in handled by Addie Barraza, and she has it taken, sent forward for Northwestern. Munoz trying to track back to get to it, and she will just barely track it down before Northwest was able to, and that'll be out of bounds, last touch by the Eagles. So here's a throw-in and headed out of bounds by Northwest again. So another throw-in down that far sideline, once again headed out of bounds. Courtney Hughes is going to grab this to try a quick throw into Caroline Jenkins. Jenkins being shielded, not quite able to track it down, but once again sent out of bounds. Hughes throws it into Caroline Jenkins. Jenkins will look to cross, makes a little move, tries to cut it back in, has the ball taken. Now fighting for it. She's able to momentarily regain control, but then has it sent out again. Jenkins, looks like there was another shove, and that's a foul called against Northwest just a few yards outside the 18-yard box. So we're going to have Sydney Alexander taking a free kick from very dangerous territory. She's more than capable of curling one in from this distance. She's also incredibly accurate and definitely capable of finding the head of either Courtney Hughes, Caroline Jenkins, McKenna Stang, Megan Shaughnessy, all standing in the box ready for it. Addie Barraza in there as well. Here's the approach from Sydney Alexander. She's going to loft it in. Caroline Jenkins tries to get her head on it, and it looks like it'll actually be McKenna Stang who got in front, or Megan Shaughnessy who got in front of Jenkins, got her head on it, but goes wide of the goal and out of bounds. Here comes a goal kick from Lauren Hellam. Able to create a bit of a danger there, but the header just not on target. We're just over 2 minutes into the second half and still waiting for the first goal. Caroline Jenkins able to track down that goal kick, tries to send it forward for Courtney Hughes, but sends it wide, and the keeper able to track this one down. Hellam for another drop kick now. Now with the wind at her back, still doesn't get a lot on her free kicks and drop kicks. This one eventually bounces over the midline, and now Northwest able to track it down and battle for possession along the far sideline, and it's out of bounds, last touch by the Eagles, so it'll be a throw-in for the right back, Elena Jimenez, who stays in after subbing in the first half for Casey Villa. Here's one sent into the box by Tiffany Taylor of Northwest, but no one there for the Eagles. Johnson sends it over to Jimenez, up to Barraza, back to Jimenez, now taking it into the center of the field. Moran not quite able to control it. Now the Eagles on the attack. It's Riley Rasier trying to race forward and track that one down. Can't quite get to it. It's cleared by Haley Troop, but cleared out of bounds, so we'll see another throw-in for the Eagles. It'll be Courtney Hudak to take the throw. Hudak has Tiffany Taylor right in front of her calling for it. She'll like to go a different direction. Ball loose. The Braves track it down momentarily, send it forward, but it's controlled by the Eagles. Now here's Shariah Roberts battling with Courtney Hughes for it, and she'll just have to try and clear it. Megan Shaughnessy gets her foot on it. Hughes able to track this one down under pressure, has it taken by Tiffany Taylor. Taylor sends it forward to Riley Rasier. Riley Rasier and Naisla Munoz battling for it. A lot of contact there. Now Haley Troop comes up, and she's going to be able to clear it out of bounds. As Rasier tried to cut it inside, just got a little too much on it, lost control, and Troop was able to cover the ground and send it out. Throw in, headed into the air, another battle for it. Munoz is going to clear it for the Braves. Caroline Jenkins comes all the way across the midline to try and track that down. A lot of contact there. It's going to be a foul called against Jenkins. Again, right near the midline. It'll be a free kick for Northwest. And sophomore defender, center back Allison Lorraine to take the free kick, sends it in toward the box. It's stopped by Sydney Alexander and then cleared by Munoz. Now the ball pinballing around. Sydney Alexander finally able to get to it along the near sideline here, and he keeps it out inbounds. Megan Shaughnessy trying to track it down, and all Northwest could do was kick it out of bounds. That was Ashley Evinger last touched it. Now Sydney Alexander with the throw into McKenna Stang. Stang, nice move, nutmegs the defender, Ashley Evinger, who stuck a foot out, and two got tangled up. That'll be a foul called against Evinger. So here's a free kick for Sydney Alexander, probably a little too far out to try anything in the box. Send it forward. It'll land a couple yards shy of the box. It's headed out, but Moran able to get her foot on it, and Sydney Alexander sends it in toward the center, but tracked down by Hudak of the Eagles. She sends it a long way forward, and Munoz is battling with Rasier for it along that far sideline. Munoz, like she frequently does, wins the battle, and she's able to knock it out, but it does go out of bounds and will lead to another throw-in for the Eagles. 39 minutes left in the second half. Still no score on the board. Here's Tiffany Taylor. Mishandles that first touch. Barraza comes in there, tries to take possession, knocks it out of bounds. So another throw-in for Northwest. They're going to try and find Tiffany Taylor making a run, but they let her by a little too much, and it goes across the end line, sets up a goal kick for Cody Johnson. We're going to see another substitution for the Braves, and that's looks like Casey Villa will come back on for the right back Elena Jimenez, who came on about 25 minutes in the first half and had been in ever since. Casey Villa back in that right back position. That's been a spot with a lot of turnover here throughout the season. They've not found any one player who's really stepped up and owned the job. Throw in by Evinger along the near sideline. Tiffany Taylor is going to track this one down the center of the field. She'll send it over to the far sideline to Jessie Nickel. Nickel moving it forward. She's able to get it to Rasier. Rasier trying to set herself up for a corner kick. Casey Villa in her way, able to get her foot on that cross, but it does go out of bounds and will set Northwest up with a corner. 37 and a half minutes to go in the second half. No score. I believe this may be the first corner kick of the game for Northwest. It'll be Tatiana Reveles setting up to take it. 4 goals, 2 assists on the year for Reveles. She'll send this one airborne into the box, and it goes all the way over everybody and will roll out of bounds and set up a goal kick for Cody Johnson. Johnson almost quickly put it into play there to Sydney Alexander, then thought better of it, and will reset it and wait for her players to move upfield. She sends it forward into the wind, doesn't go very far. It's going to roll out of bounds. Last touched by, I believe it was Sydney Alexander, so Northwest will get another throw-in along the near sideline here. Still Ashley Evinger throwing it in. She'll get it toward Revelis. Revelis working against Sydney Alexander. Alexander able to regain possession. Now Revelis jars it loose and sends a cross into the box. Tracked down by Northwest. It's popped up into the air. Cody Johnson had come off her line, but she's able to snare it and prevent a shot from ever being fired on the goal by Northwest. Northwest able to regain possession off the kick, and now a battle for it near the midline. Eventually Tiffany Taylor comes away with it for Northwest. Now they'll send it back. Now they'll send it over toward the far sideline, tracked down by Jesse Nickel. Nickel sends it forward to Rasier. Rasier working against Casey Villa, sends a cross into the box. Sydney Alexander able to pop it up into the air, and then Moran able to clear it. It goes out of bounds. Yet another throw into Northwest, though. Northwest throws in. Munoz gets her boot to it and sends it forward. Now Courtney Hughes, a nice move to regain possession. Now over to Stang. Stang, I think she was looking for Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy ran past it, so now Sydney Alexander has to run back and get it along the near sideline here. Moves it up toward the midline. Sends it to Caroline Jenkins. Jenkins gets a little bit of room. She's working it toward the box. She's going to fire it from distance, but well off target. Missed wide of the far post by some distance. We're going to see two substitutes come on for the Braves. Courtney Hughes comes off, and Casey Villa comes off. Jessica Bell and Kayla Cicero coming in. It looks like Cicero will take over that right back spot, where Coach Gordon doesn't seem to be satisfied with the play he's been getting from players in that position so far today. And again, it's been kind of a pain point throughout the season as they've tried to find the answer at that position. Northwest, the ball just outside the box, trying to work it in. Nice play by Munoz to track back, and now another nice play by, that was Moran getting in front of a pass there. Now Jessica Bell taking it forward. She tries to slot a pass into Jenkins, but defender steps in front of it. Now it's sent forward by Northwest. Uh-oh, it's going to be a race to the goal, and just wide of the near post. That was Jubilee Zevenbergen, the team's high scorer with 9 on the season. She had a step on, I believe it was Kayla Cicero, but wasn't quite able to get the angle right and sent that ball just wide of the left post. But certainly a dangerous position for the Braves and goalkeeper Cody Johnson. And Johnson's goal kick meets that wind and has a lot of hook on it. Sydney Alexander barely able to keep it in bounds. Now Northwest will just pound it forward. Troop gets her head on it, but it goes out of bounds. So another throw in to Northwest. 33 minutes to go here in regulation. Still no score. It's going to be Ashley Evinger throwing it in for the Eagles. Sends it in towards Tiffany Taylor. Now sent into the open field. It's a foot race to the ball, some distance from the goal. Northwest gets to it, sends it forward. Here's Northwest having to backtrack and sent out of bounds, last touch by the Eagles. So another throw in, this one along the far sideline for the Braves. It'll be Kayla Cicero to throw it in. Cicero throws it down along the line. Northwestern able to regain possession, but not able to maintain it as they send it out of bounds. This will be another throw-in for Saucedo. McKenna Stang has it just short of the midline. She'll lose possession. Northwest just tries to send it forward. There's nobody there for the Eagles, and Sydney Alexander will track it down at the edge of the 18-yard box and look to send it upfield. And Tatiana Revelis got in the way for Northwest, but her touch will send it out of bounds, and we'll see another substitution as Megan Shaughnessy is going to come back off, and Diana Moreno will replace her in the lineup. 31 and a half minutes remaining. There's a throw in by Sydney Alexander. A lot of air under that one. Diana Moreno finally tracks it down. She's going to look to send it forward. Jessica Bell trying to chase it down. The defender gets there first, and she's going to send it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Braves. Jessica Bell to throw it in. Diana Moreno sends it back to Sydney Alexander. Alexander back to Moreno. She's got a little space in front of her. Tries to send it in toward the middle, but over Caroline Jenkins' head. But the Braves able to regain possession. Here's Diana Moreno working against the right back. Deflected. Tracked down initially by Sydney Alexander, but now will be sent out of bounds. They'll call a foul on Diana Moreno before the ball went out of bounds. So Northwest well on their own side of the field. The free kick, send it forward. Sydney Alexander got a foot on it. Now Munoz comes up and gets possession, sends it over to Kayla Sacedo. Sacedo will take it forward, sends it over to Jessica Bell, got one touch on it, then Addie Barraza keeps it inbounds, but nobody there for the Braves to get it, but Northwest tries to send it the other way and sends it out of bounds. Here's Barraza working on that far sideline, has her pass intercepted. Northwest will look to take it the other way. Moran working against Tiffany Taylor, able to pick her pocket, takes the ball, sends it into the box toward Caroline Jenkins, not quite able to get there. Lauren Hellam came off her line and just sped in front of Jenkins and grabbed that ball before she could make a play on it. A high drop kick, falls just across the midline. Sydney Alexander heads it into the air. There's Haley Troop sending it forward to McKenna Stang. Stang battling for it, now sent out of bounds. Last touch, I believe, by Northwestern. There was, so it'll be a throw in to the Braves. Sydney Alexander will take it. Still looking for the first goal of the match. Diana Moreno tracks this one down. Now has it taken from her by Sevenbergen. Now sent over to Rasier. Rasier sends it back. Now taken by the Braves. Diana Moreno out into the open field. But the referee's going to call a very late foul, I guess, against Kayla Sacedo. Moreno had already taken the ball and was 4 or 5 strides downfield before the referee decided to blow the whistle. So 5 or 6 yards beyond the corner of the 18-yard box will be a free kick sent toward the goal, but well off target. Did not force a save, and will be a goal kick for the Braves. About 28 minutes left in regulation. Still no goals on the board for either side. Cody Johnson with the goal kick. Players mostly moving forward for Northwest as she's going to be kicking into the wind and does not get a lot of distance on it. It'll be sent out of bounds last off the head of Sydney Alexander. Throw in for Ashley Evinger. Evinger sends it forward, but Jenkins able to track it down for the Braves. She had to track way back, playing a little out of position. Nice move to get around the defender. Now she's going to send it forward to Jessica Bell, who's onside, but can't quite track down the through ball. And Hellam able to come up and gather it before Bell could get a foot to it. Now that drop kick bounces a good distance and puts Northwest in good position, but Munoz is able to get in front of the forward and send it out of danger. But Northwest does maintain possession. They'll look to get it to the wing, and there's going to be another foul call. The referee waits so long to call these fouls, it's difficult to tell who he's calling them on or what the infraction is. Because that ball was crossed all the way across the field and was tracked down by a member of the Ottawa back line before the whistle even occurred. You'd like to see that whistle come right after the foul with a little more confidence, so you know what the referee is calling and what his intent is. Ball pinballing around on the Ottawa defensive side of the pitch. Now they'll send it back. It'll be tracked down by Northwest Jesse Nickel, sent forward, but nobody there for the Eagles. It'll cross the end line and be another goal kick for Cody Johnson. Another substitution. Stang will come off. So will Barraza. Courtney Hughes and Claudio Moreno both on for the Braves. Johnson puts her foot into the goal kick. Bit of a fight for it. Then Northwest ends up with it very briefly. Now taken, and looks like Saucedo was hooked and brought to the ground, so a foul called against Northwest. Munoz sends it forward. Courtney Hughes not quite able to get to it. Northwest sends it forward again along that far sideline. And a slide tackle, and I think Brashear got more of Munoz than she did of the ball. Believe it is a foul, yes. They will call a foul instead of a goal kick, so Munoz will set up for the foul. That slide tackle, I'm not even sure she got the ball. That forward is Tiffany Taylor having to backtrack. Has it taken from her briefly, but then goes to Jesse Nickel of Northwest, who just sends it forward. Nobody on the receiving end, and it'll be another goal kick for Cody Johnson. Under 25 minutes to go here. Still haven't seen a goal yet. Johnson's goal kick. And at the feet of a Braves player, it's knocked back and then sent back forward to Caroline Jenkins, who tries to lead Moreno, but a little too much on it. That ball will be kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Northwest. Saucedo hustles over, trying to speed things up for the Braves. That one blocked by an Eagle, but sent back out of bounds. Now here's Claudia Moreno. Kicks it, and it's deflected out of bounds once again by Northwest. Here's another throw-in, just too much on it. And Diana Moreno not able to track it down. So now Lauren Hellam sets up for the goal kick for Northwest. And Haley Troop able to track it down for the Braves. She'll try and send it forward to Caroline Jenkins. Touched by Evinger, and it does go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Braves. Jenkins takes the throw herself, tries to get it down to Courtney Hughes. Once again, Evinger gets a foot on it, sends it out of bounds. Here's Sydney Alexander, throws it into Diana Moreno, send it right back to Sydney Alexander. She looks to cross it, and it was Jessica Bell making a run from the far sideline, but not quite able to get her head to that one, and now Northwest is taking it the other way. Moreno, or Moran, able to step in front of that one, sends it back to Munoz, now back to Moran, and over to Saucedo. Now one touch by Courtney Hughes, and she tries to track it down and maintain possession, but not quite able to. It's cleared by Northwest. Now quick throw in, Caroline Jenkins will send in a shot from distance, and the goalkeeper, a nice diving save to send it out. That looked like that ball went out of bounds. That ball appeared to cross the end line after it was touched by the goalkeeper, but the referee says the defender kept it inbound, so it'll be a throw-in now after the defender kicks it out along the touch line. And now Sydney Alexander throws it in. The first touch goes out of bounds, and so it'll be a throw-in to Northwest. So Jenkins testing the keeper from distance and forcing really a fantastic save by Lauren Hellam. But that's why this Northwest team is here. They don't surrender goals easily. There's the ball sent down at the touch line. Not quite able to keep it in bounds as Caroline Jenkins. It'll be a throw-in for Northwest. There's a throw by Evinger up into the air. Courtney Hughes gets her head on it. Now here's Moreno. Gets it to Moran. Moran over to Kayla Sestedo. Will send it forward into the box and toward the goalkeeper, and she's got to leap and just send it over the crossbar. So Sestedo can fire them in from just about anywhere. And that initially looked like it was going to be a cross, but had more on it than that, and the keeper had to make a late reaction and jump up to get her hands on that and just tip it up over the crossbar. So a dangerous play by Sestedo. The Braves looking a little more like themselves in the last few minutes here, more on the attack, as Sydney Alexander goes to send this corner kick into the box. And here's the in-swinger sent toward the near post, but cleared by Northwest. Alexander able to track it back down. Pops back up into the air. Now a shot from distance has way too much on it. That was Diana Moreno. We hit the 20-minute mark. Still no score. Lauren Hellam to take the goal kick. Sends it forward. And it goes over everybody, and Munoz is able to track it down at center back, sends it to Cody Johnson, who'll put her boot into it, and got a lot of air under it. And Jessica Bell fighting for it, and sends it over to Kayla Sestedo. Can't quite get it under control and sends it out of bounds. So another throw into Northwest. Team had about as many throw-ins as you'll ever see in a soccer match, but as the game has really been played up and down the touch line. Now Northwest sends it over to Ashley Evinger, who has to run a distance to track it down along the near sideline. Here's Reveles, who has it taken from her and then sent up to Courtney Hughes. Hughes, that first touch just had too much on it. It's stolen. Now here's Claudia Moreno tracking it down, getting over to Diana Moreno. Back over to Claudia, but a little too much on that one. The defense able to clear it and send it out of bounds. So a throw in by Sydney Alexander now. And just sent back and forth by the two teams. There's Courtney Hughes fighting for it. Roberts able to take it for Northwest, but then Sydney Alexander gets her head to it, sends it forward. Here's Moreno over to Courtney Hughes looking for some space. Tries to get it to Caroline Jenkins, but it's off target. Now cleared by Northwest, but out of bounds once again. So yet again, we'll see a throw-in from Sydney Alexander. She throws it in to Diana Moreno. Here's Caroline Jenkins, tripped up from behind. That's going to be a foul by Tatiana Reveles. Sets up a free kick right along the near touch line here. Definitely within distance for Sydney Alexander to get it to connect with someone in the box. The approach, she sends curling in. Moreno tries to control it, and then a kick back over her head. That was Jessica Bell kicking it backward, just hoping to kind of loop it into the goal. It goes over, setting up another goal kick for Hellam. We're down close to 17 minutes left in regulation. Still not a goal on the board for either side. Hellam to put it into play. Up into the air, Diana Moreno controls it. Now sends it back to Moran, who sends it back to Sydney Alexander. Goes toward the middle of the field. Now it's back out toward the sideline. Battling with the Northwest player for it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Alexander. That was Santiago's got a size advantage she was working against. Now that throw-in goes over Troop's head. She has to track it down near the end line. She'll get it over to Sydney Alexander. They're in dangerous territory. She'll need to get it out. He sends it along the line, but Evinger comes up, pumps it into the air for Northwest. Haley Troop trying to track it down once again along the end line. She shields the Northwest player. Still inbounds. Now it's Munoz fighting. Sets up a dangerous ball. And a nice save by Cody Johnson. A partial clearance really set up, I believe it was Jacqueline Metz in the middle of the box with just a wide open shot. Fortunately, close enough to Cody Johnson, she was able to reach it out and snag it. A nice save to preserve the clean sheet so far. Here's Ravelis, has it taken from her by Moreno, but now Evinger steps up and takes it back for Northwestern. Now a battle for it with Moran. Evinger sends it forward, deflects off the referee. And once again, about 2 seconds after the ball is kicked, the referee decides he's going to call a foul back where the kick originated from. There was very little contact there. I'm not sure what led to the foul call, but it'll be a free kick for the Eagles. They'll send it into the box. Cody Johnson can't handle it cleanly, dives, and is able to bring it in. At first, it deflected off of her, then she's able to fall on it. Now the throw gets out to Bell, who's going to send it forward, but Northwest steps in front of the pass. They're able to start taking it back the other way. Now a battle for it at midfield as Bell tries to take back possession. Now Moran in there as well. Bell will kick it down the touch line and get it to Caroline Jenkins. Jenkins kicks it way out in front of her, too far out in front of her. She's not able to control it, but it is sent out of bounds in dangerous territory by Northwest. Addie Barraza is going to come back on for Diana Moreno. Here's the throw-in. Caroline Jenkins looking to turn and fire, but she's defended by two players they have marking her. And now Northwest able to track it down. Now they're going to send it forward, looking for Zevenbergen. Cody Johnson comes way off the line to kick that, and partially blocked by Zevenbergen, but goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in to Sydney Alexander. Alexander down the line. That ball never enters the field of play. It stays out of bounds. It'll be a throw into Northwest now. And here is Zevenbergen working against Alexander. Alexander sends it over to Troop. Back out to Alexander, but right by her. Looks like it was deflected, though, so it'll be another throw into the Braves. 13:15 left on the clock here in regulation. Another ball sent out of bounds by Northwest. Another throw-in, headed out of bounds by Northwest. So we'll see another throw-in. Moran's going to take this one. She sends it over Moreno's head. She's not able to track it down. That ball sent the other direction and goes back out of bounds. So now Sydney Alexander will throw it in. Popped up into the air by Moran. Moreno battling for it. Looked like she took an elbow to the back of the head as she went. And once again, she did take an elbow to the back of the head. It was a foul, but the referee waits to see what happens with the free ball before he actually calls it. He's not calling advantage on these plays. He's just waiting several seconds seemingly to process the foul before he blows the whistle. That one sent forward by Sydney Alexander on the free kick. Moreno sends it over to Moran. Hughes not quite able to get to it cleanly. Northwest trying to take it the other way. Battle for it. Now Northwest tries to pass it along that far sideline. They can't track it down. It's going to be a pass in, or a throw-in, for the Braves. Pass to Courtney Hughes. Ricochets off a Northwest player, back out of bounds, so another throw-in. That one touched by Northwestern. They'll try and send it forward. Aggressive play by Claudia Moreno. Jars the ball loose, but forces a clearance that will send the ball all the way back over to Cody Johnson on the other side of the field. Scoops it up at the edge of the box. She sends it forward and bounces over a player for Northwest. And now here's Moran sending it over to Barraza, but misplayed that. But now here's Caroline Jenkins sending it over to Moreno, who gets it over to Barraza out on the wing here on the near sideline. See what she can do with it. She's going to cross it over toward Courtney Hughes. Tries to pass it over to Caroline Jenkins. Jenkins has a shot. She sends it over the crossbar. Jenkins had a great opportunity there, just a little too much air underneath it. And I think they're going to say that she was offside anyway. It will be a goal kick. Looks like the linesman may have had the flag raised, but he may have been motioning toward the goal. So a goal kick sent forward by Hellam. No air under it. There's a scramble for it as Anna Gonzalez comes into the game for the Braves. Now Northwest sends it forward once again, but nobody upfield as Cody Johnson handles it easily. She's going to send her players forward. Drop kick. Falls and controlled by Caroline Jenkins, who tries to send it forward to Courtney Hughes. Courtney Hughes is able to get behind the back line. She takes a shot and just wide left to the far post. Can't get much closer than that. Jenkins led her perfectly. She stayed on side, got a step on the back line, but that shot just wide of the post. It's under 10 minutes remaining in regulation here. You can sense kind of a change in momentum as far as attacking is concerned, as the Braves are getting a lot more looks than the Eagles have been for probably the last 10 minutes or so here. Here's Caroline Jenkins with a cross into the box. Barraza looked like she took a bit of a shove as she tried to get her foot on that, but no foul called, and it'll be a goal kick. Lauren Hellam to send it forward. Ball bounces all the way through multiple players. Now Moran able to get her foot to it. It goes up into the air. Tiffany Taylor heads it over to Sydney Alexander, who looked like she lost traction as she stepped on the ball. Now it goes to Tiffany Taylor for Northwest. Briefly stolen by Troop, but crosses the line, goes out of bounds. We'll see another throw-in from Ebinger. 8.5 to go in regulation. Here's Barraza stepping in front of that pass. Sends it toward Caroline Jenkins, a little too much on it. Sent back the other way by Northwestern. Now ricochets off of Troop, and now a dangerous ball sent toward Zevenbergen. She's trying to find an angle. Nice job by Munoz of stepping in front of that and just sending it out of bounds. Dangerous cross. Munoz has got in front of it, got her foot to it, and sent it out. 8 minutes remaining here in regulation. This one may be destined for added time. Northwestern with the ball along the near sideline. They'll try and cross it, and that's going to be a foul on Sydney Alexander. She went a little too high with that shoulder charge. It's going to be a free kick in what is essentially where you would take a corner kick from. So you can basically consider this a corner kick along the near sideline. Will be taken by Jacqueline Metz of Northwest. And a dangerous ball, and deflected. It's still pinballing around the box, and it's eventually sent out of bounds, but that's going to be another corner kick. A defender, might have been Troop, was in just the right spot for Ottawa. We'll see another substitution as Bell comes off and Megan Shaughnessy comes back on. Northwest is going to make a substitution, so Metz, who was going to take the corner, is going to run all the way across the field. The sub, Tatiana Ravelis, comes on to cover a good deal of distance to come over and kick the corner. 6.5 to go in regulation now. And this one cleared out by Ottawa. Not fully, though. Northwest still battling for it. Here's Rossier battling with Kayla Sacedo, and Sacedo was the last to touch it as it crosses the end line, so we'll see another corner kick, this time from the far sideline. Once again, it'll be Revelis to take the kick. Under 6 to go. Braves just wanting to get the ball out of their defensive half. Revelis sends it into the box. It's headed way up into the air by Munoz and out of bounds. We'll see another corner. Revelis just sets it right back up, and Northwest sets up again. Too many of these set pieces, and bad things eventually are going to happen. Now, this corner goes over everybody and will roll out of bounds, but it's along the touch line, not the end line, so it'll be a throw-in way back near their own goal for the Braves. Sydney Alexander throws it in, gets it passed back to her, then just sends it forward. This one headed out of bounds by Northwest. The Braves are on the move, headed the other way as we hit the 5-minute mark. Throw in from Munoz, headed up into the air by Evinger. Now kicked out of bounds. We'll see a throw in from Sydney Alexander. Alexander to Addie Barraza, who's tripped up. Foul called against Northwest. We'll see a free kick. Sydney Alexander will take it very close to this near sideline and right on the midline. So a good distance from the goal, probably too far to try anything in the box. She'll just look to send it forward and headed out by the back line for Northwest. Now here's Evinger along the near touchline, sends it forward. Good job by Zevenbergen of knocking it down. That one deflected out of bounds by Haley Troop, so we'll see another throw into Northwestern as we hit the 4-minute mark left in regulation. Now there's Troop popping up into the air. Caroline Jenkins trying to track it down. Ball out into the open field. Anna Gonzalez gets to it. Now she sends it over to Megan Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy's out on the far wing. We'll send it into the box. It's cleared out of bounds by Northwest, so this will be a throw-in dangerous territory. Courtney Hughes picks it up. She sends it over to Kayla Sacedo. Sacedo knocks it down, tries to send it into the box, but it's blocked. Shaughnessy tracks it down at the edge of the 18-yard box, gets it into Caroline Jenkins, not able to set herself up for the shot. Here's Sacedo from long distance, and just barely over the crossbar. A legitimate shot. She can shoot it from just about anywhere within 30 yards of the goal and put it on target. That one just about on frame, just a little too high. 3 minutes left in regulation. Still no score. Evinger clears this one, trying to get it up to Rossier. Now sent forward, and nobody there for Northwest. Cody Johnson gets it. She looks to pick it up, starts to throw, thinks better of it, then decides to go for the drop kick, sends it forward. Shaughnessy fighting for it. It bounces. Courtney Hughes trying to control it. Bounces over her head. After a quick joust, it'll be knocked out of bounds by Northwest. Kayla Sacedo to throw it in. 2.5 minutes to go. She'll find Moran. Moran, nice move to clear some space. Sends it back to Haley Troop. Troop mishandles it. It's a sprint. She has to send it toward the sideline. Sydney Alexander can't track it down, so now it's going to be out of bounds and a throw-in to Northwest. Evinger to throw it in. There's Sydney Alexander regaining possession. Sends it over into the middle, kind of dangerous territory, but Moran the only one there, fortunately, for the Braves. Now it's popped up into the air by Courtney Hughes. Evinger being pressured by Barraza. Sends it over to Zevenbergen. Zevenbergen over to Hudak, out on the far wing, being pressured by Kayla Sacedo. Battle for it, and Munoz ends up with it. She'll send it forward, but no one there but Ashley Evinger. She'll send it way up into the air. Rossier gets her head on it. Sydney Alexander able to get to it. Sends it out of bounds on the clearance. Evinger will throw it in with 1.5 minutes left on the clock. Evinger's throw. Moran, who was able to get to it, sends it over to Anna Gonzalez. Now Courtney Hughes knocks it down, but not able to fully control it. Northwest sends it forward again. Now Gonzalez is able to steal it and sends it over to Moran, who gets it over to Barraza. Barraza sends it across the midline with 1 minute remaining. Sent out of bounds by Northwest. We'll have a substitution. Shaughnessy comes off, and Samantha Mendoza comes on with 40 seconds remaining. So it's going to be a throw-in for Barraza. It's really going to all come down to this. If Ottawa wants to score, Sydney Alexander looking to try and get it forward, sends it out of bounds. Northwest to throw it in. Under 30 seconds remaining. Revelis sends it forward, headed by Munoz. Now headed forward by Troop. Now, ball keeps pinballing around. Jenkins chasing after it, not quite able to get to it. Now popped up into the air. Time for one last shot maybe by Northwestern, but it gets past everybody, rolls toward the goal, and that's going to be the end of regulation. And we are still tied, so that means at least one session of overtime. A tie match here in Orange Beach. The Braves and the Northwest Eagles both held scoreless in full time, so we'll go to overtime. We'll take a quick break and then be back in Orange Beach to bring you at least one session of overtime. You're listening to OU Soccer here on KOFO Sports.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
The Ottawa Shopper has a new look with new features. Never miss your favorite TV show with the TV Guides. Find area church times and the popular Kids Talk About God column on the church pages, and get useful employment tips from our weekly Q&A advice column. Call 242-4700 to get your Franklin County address added to our subscription list for free, or pick up the Ottawa Shopper at multiple racks around town. That's 242-4700.
As a pro, every job matters. And I know that I could always trust Lowe's to help me get the job done right. And with the largest selection of in-stock DeWalt power tools, I know I'll find exactly what I need to complete a project.
Right now at Lowe's, pro customers can get 25% off select DeWalt cordless combo kits. Visit the Pro Desk in-store or LowesForPros.com for details. Valid November 23rd through December 27th. U.S. only.
Improve visibility when you replace your worn wiper blades with Bosch Icon or Trico Force wiper blades during O'Reilly Auto Parts See Better, Drive Safer sale. Plus, get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after mail-in rebate. Get premium blades with Bosch or Trico wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For all your computer services and repair, call Don Hardman, 418-2331.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Welcome back to Orange Beach. 2 playoff games for the Ottawa Braves women's soccer team and 2 overtimes. We'll see at least one overtime period here. Nobody has been able to break through and score. The Braves certainly have had more good opportunities than Northwest has, but each have had at least a handful of shots on goal. Nobody able to break through and find the back of the net so far. Caroline Jenkins has had a number of opportunities for the Braves. Kayla Sacedo has fired a couple from distance that ended up being dangerous shots after looking like they might die in the wind. But once again, not able to break through. And then on the other side, Northwest, a couple of dangerous opportunities that have forced saves by Cody Johnson, but she's been sure-handed and has not let anything by. So last week, it was tied 1-1 at the end of regulation, and just over 3 minutes into the first overtime period, the Braves got a throw in along the right sideline, threw it into Caroline Jenkins, who just made a couple of cuts, freed up a little bit of space for herself, and fired it into the back of the net. So we'll see if she has any overtime heroics still in the tank this week. Now, for whoever wins this match, this is certainly not the way you want to win it, because the winner is going to be playing in about 22 hours here right on this field again, as the winner will advance to the quarterfinals and play at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So not much turnaround time, not much chance to rest. So these overtime periods could weigh heavily on whoever comes out on top here. So the Braves certainly started to look more like the Braves there in the last maybe 15 to 20 minutes of the half, as they started attacking more of the game being played on the opponent's side, forcing more defensive plays by the Northwest back line by the goalkeeper, but just not able to break through. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going and take it into the overtime period. After the coin toss, they will switch sides. Northwest will have the wind behind them, going left to right here in the first overtime period. And the way the rules work in overtime here in NAIA is it's what's called golden goal, which the football equivalent would be sudden death, meaning if somebody scores in an overtime period, that's it. The game's over. Whoever scores the goal wins the game. However, if at the end of the 2 10-minute overtime periods nobody has scored, then you go into penalty kicks, and we'll go into that more later, because then that's when things get really nerve-wracking and exciting. But you'd prefer to avoid that, if at all possible, and just get a goal here. Ottawa will start with the ball. Here's Jenkins sending it over to Courtney Hughes, has it knocked out of bounds by Northwestern. Hughes quickly picks it up, fires it right back in toward Jenkins. She can't quite track it down. Now sent forward by Northwestern. It'll roll out of bounds. Another throw into the Braves, but back on their own side of the pitch. It's Kayla Sacedo staying in at right back for the Braves, throwing this ball in. Goes to Anna Gonzalez, who sends it forward. Courtney Hughes trying to track it down along the near sideline. Doesn't quite get there, but it's last touched by Northwestern. She'll throw it into Caroline Jenkins. Jenkins tries to turn the corner. She's got the ball out on the wing, makes a move, trying to get it into the box. She sends it in. Left-footed cross is headed out. Sent back forward by the Braves, but no one there in the box to take it. Troop gets her foot on it. Now Mendoza tries to track it down for the Braves, but Northwest beats her to it. Now, this one's sent toward the end line. Now they're set up for a cross, Northwest, but nobody on the other end. Sydney Alexander gets her foot on it. Now a long shot attempt, doesn't have nearly enough on it. It's cleared. Now here's Addie Barraza taking it forward for the Braves. She'll send it upfield for Courtney Hughes, trying to track it down. Misplayed by the defender. She's going to have a shot. Ricochets off the center back and out of bounds across the end line. It's going to set up a corner kick. 8.5 minutes to go in the first overtime period. A dangerous spot where the Braves can hopefully do some game-ending damage. Caroline Jenkins to take the corner here along the near sideline. Courtney Hughes, the tallest player on the field for the Braves, is right there at the goal, and looked like Jenkins was trying to get it to her, but it's knocked out of the box. Now Jenkins loses control as she tried to dribble it in herself, lost the ball. Now sent forward by Northwest, but nobody there on the receiving end, and it rolls to Cody Johnson. Johnson waits for Asir to force her to pick it up, and she does. Throws it over to Troop. Troop is going to pass it to Sydney Alexander, but it's off target and goes out of bounds. Throw into Northwest. Evinger to throw it in, the right back. Throws it in along the near sideline, popped up into the air. Evinger battling with Anna Gonzalez for it. Northwest able to get their foot to it, sends it forward. It's Brasier trying to track it down. A lot of contact there between her and Munoz. No foul called. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Northwest. So a goal kick for Cody Johnson. Again, the Braves going right to left now against the wind. Or still, I should say, as they did in the second half. So these goal kicks don't get a lot of distance on them. And that one very short by Cody Johnson, headed by Troop over to Sydney Alexander. That one kicked out of bounds, deflected by Alexander. So here's the throw-in to Rasier. Goes past her. Munoz sends it over to Barraza. Barraza not able to get to it. Now Evinger has it. She'll set it up for the cross. And it bounces into the possession of Cody Johnson. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first overtime period. Cody Johnson with the drop kick, getting into the wind, gets a little more distance on this one. Bounces. Ana Gonzalez working for it. The foul called against Gonzalez, a little too much pushing as she tried to track that one down. Northwest with the free kick, just on their own side of the midline. Step forward, just shy of the box, headed backward toward the box. Now Alexander gets her head on it. Ana Gonzalez fighting for it. Step forward, it's going to be Zevenbergen trying to track it down for Northwest. She's still got possession, trying to weave her way toward the goal, and that one got out of her possession and rolled across the end line. She's able to make a couple of dangerous cuts and almost got into tricky territory. She tried to make her way toward the goal. Cody Johnson on the goal kick now. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first overtime period, and still no score. A low line drive goal kick. Zevenbergen able to get to it, but Ana Gonzalez, she got a foot on it, but Northwest able to win the ball, and now it's Reveles. Makes a move toward the inside. Haley Troop comes in, sends it over to Sydney Alexander, gets it over to Eddie Barraza. Barraza nutmegs his defender, now taking it forward, sends it, trying to get it to Caroline Jenkins, but short. Now Courtney Hughes lets that ball past her, now gets it over to Moreno, who takes the shot, or excuse me, that's Mendoza, who takes the shot, but not nearly enough on it, and it rolls into the goalkeeper's possession. Now a booming drop kick from the keeper with that wind at her back. Brasier with the ball, has it taken by Moran. Moran sends it over to Barraza. Barraza trying to find Caroline Jenkins. And that ball will be deflected off of Caroline Jenkins, but out of bounds. So a throw in for Northwest. Under 4.5 minutes remaining in the first overtime. They sneak it down the touchline. Now throw it in. Sydney Alexander will send it up into the air. Now pass into the center of the field. Mendoza able to get her head on it. Rolling out toward the sideline and tracked down by Northwest. Here's Zevenbergen. Working against Kayla Sacedo, and finally Munoz comes up and clears it. Northwest sends it right back toward the box. Munoz gets her head on it. Now battle for it in the middle. Ana Gonzalez trying to track it down. A long shot. Not enough on it to make it dangerous, and wide of left of the goal anyway. We'll have two substitutes come on for the Braves. Ana Gonzalez is going to come off. So is Eddie Barraza. It looks like Shaughnessy and Ashley Alonso making her first appearance. So more of a defensive lineup on the field for the Braves. That goal kick quickly stopped and kicked up into the air by Northwest. Dangerous ball. It bounced right in front of Cody Johnson, but she's able to get control of it. 3 minutes to go here in the first overtime period. Still no score. Cody Johnson with the drop kick. Ashley Alonso battling for this one and bounces over her, bounces over Mendoza. Now a scramble for it. Northwest ends up with it, tries to send it forward, but no one there. Now here's Moran with possession. Takes his shot and tries to reverse course, but loses control of the ball. Northwest sends it over here to Ashley Evinger along the near sideline. She almost has it taken by Alonso, but gets past her. Now she sends it forward to Rasier. Rasier is going to have room to cross it. She's working against Haley Troop. She wants to cut it back inside. gets the crossover off, and it's going to go past everybody and roll out of bounds along the end line, so we'll see another goal kick for Cody Johnson. Johnson setting up for the goal kick as we are down to 2 minutes left here in the first overtime. Looking more and more like we're headed for a second unless one of these teams is able to break something free here. After a battle for it, that one sent on the past the end line, last touched by Munoz. So this will be a corner kick for Northwest. Again, all it takes is one goal in overtime, and that's it. So the Braves need to make sure everyone is marked. Here's the ball into the box, and an Eagle gets her head on it, but into the air and well outside the goal. So no real threat there, and there'll be a goal kick going back the other way for Cody Johnson. She'll just quickly kick it out to Sydney Alexander. Sydney Alexander sends it up to Caroline Jenkins. Jenkins has a little space, tries to send it forward to Courtney Hughes. Hughes tries to maintain control with the header. Little move to try and maintain possession. Tries to keep fighting for it, but it gets beyond her reach. Now cleared by Northwest. Sent toward the touchline. Full takedown there as Megan Shaughnessy is brought to the ground. She gets back up, gets her foot to the ball. Now here's Mendoza. Gets it over to Courtney Hughes. Back to Mendoza. Tries to spring it to Caroline Jenkins, but just a little too far out in front of her. We're under a minute to go, down to about 30 seconds to go. Northwest trying to turn it. Moran gets to it. Now Northwest sends a free ball out the other way. Haley Troop, who's going to head it into the possession of Cody Johnson. And that's going to be it for the first overtime. We're going to head for another one. Johnson throws this ball to the right back Saucedo, but we only have 10 seconds left. Now it's sent back the other way by Northwestern. So not enough time to do anything. We're still tied with no score and headed for an overtime number 2. So we'll go ahead and take another break from Orange Beach, where the Braves and the Northwest Eagles are deadlocked. We'll take a quick break and be right back. This is Braves Soccer here on KOFO Sports.
Napa know-how.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
This Christmas, who has more winter fashions, deals of gold, and all the brands that warm your soul? Only Goodies. Because with our great Christmas price break, it's 50% off our best and brightest throughout the store. Like 50% off sweaters, fleece for the family, and cold weather accessories. So don't wait. Get after Christmas prices now with our great Christmas price break. It all starts Wednesday, and most stores open early every day. Only at Goodies, part of our Stage family. Exclusions apply.
One Domino's here, there's a sound you should get used to. That's right, we love our customers, and we're not above a little kissing up, and that's why we have a ridiculously good deal. We're giving you half off all pizzas when you order online. Go to Domino's.com, select the coupon, and get all pizzas for 50% off menu price. But hurry, it's for 1 week only, November 25th through December 4th. Oh, yes, we did.
Online only. Limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Offer applies to the pizza portion of your order only.
Now with your American Express card, it's extra special to shop small at local stores because today you can earn even more rewards. Now through December 31st, eligible American Express card members can earn more rewards when they shop small in their neighborhood. Learn more and enroll your card today at AmericanExpress.com.
Prepaid and corporate cards, cards issued by other financial institutions, the Plum Card, and certain other cards are not eligible. Reward cap and other terms apply.
Welcome back to Orange Beach. Overtime number 2. Nobody has been able to break through and find the back of the net. The Braves and the Northwest Eagles of Washington State tied up. We'll have one more 10-minute overtime period. If nobody can score, then we go to penalty kicks. It's anybody's match at that point. So we do switch sides. The Braves now going left to right have the wind at their backs. We'll see if they can use that to their advantage as both teams take the field. See if there are any changes to the personnel. Still Sacedo and Alexander at those right and left back spots, and Munoz and Troop, of course, still in at center back. Got Jessica Bell back in. The forwards are still Courtney Hughes and Caroline Jenkins. Eddie Barraza is in. Samantha Mendoza also in at midfield. So is Johanna Moran. Moran will run and step in front of this pass near midfield, but now it goes back the other way for Northwest. Brazier looks to get it along the right wing. Sydney Alexander able to control it, then sends it forward. It's rolling toward the touchline and will roll out of bounds. Throw into Northwest right at the midline. There's the throw. It's headed out by Sydney Alexander. Another throw into Northwest. Ashley Evinger, the right back, throwing it in for the Eagles. Now Troop is going to clear this one way up into the air and way out of bounds. So another throw in for Evinger. And ends up at the feet of Revelis. Out of bounds. She quickly picks it up and throws it. Troop able to get to that one, sends it out of bounds. So another throw in. They're getting in, creeping closer and closer to the goal every time they get one of these throw-ins. And now they're right next to it. And that throw-in botched. No call from the referee. It looked to be an illegal throw-in, but no one's making a call. Now finally, the linesman has to make the call that it was an illegal throw. Looked like the ball just slipped out of her hand as she threw it, and it landed right in front of her, but the head referee never made any sort of signal. So throw into the Braves. Knocked out of bounds by the Braves, and we'll see another throw in along the far sideline. Northwest still trying to work it into the box, trying to turn the corner. Met by 3 gold jerseys. Sydney Alexander able to clear that, trying to get it up to Courtney Hughes, but it's headed up into the air. Caroline Jenkins tracks it down. Will try and hit it to Hughes, but couldn't get enough on it. Now they'll pass it once again to Hughes. She's not able to get around the defender. But the ball ricochets, and now Caroline Jenkins is able to track it down. She's down the left side, fires a shot. What a save by Lauren Hellam. Diving to her right. Didn't even have to knock it down, just snagged it out of midair. What a save by Lauren Hellam to preserve the game for Northwest. Still tied, no score. Courtney Hughes gets that one misread where Jenkins was headed with that run. Pass intercepted by Northwest. Now Hughes is going to run this one down. Now it's passed forward by Northwest. Tricky little move there by Zevenbergen. Opens up some space. She's going to send a through ball, but Kayla Munoz gets her head to it. And then it's cleared by Kayla Sacedo, but Northwest will pick it up at the midline. Now Munoz flies to the ball again. Sends it toward the opposite sideline along the far touch line. It's controlled by Evinger. Sent forward. Sydney Alexander gets a foot to it and sends it out of bounds. It was deflected, though, so it'll be a throw into the Braves. Alexander gets the throw in. 7 minutes remaining here in the second and final overtime period. This one sent into the middle of the field. Northwest able to track it down. Now here's Jesse Nickel, the left back, sending it forward toward Madison Nortoon. Nortoon can't control it. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in to Ottawa, and Kayla Sacedo will take it. Run onto the field to grab the ball, run back over to the sideline. So time continues to tick off the clock. There's the throw-in, trying to get it to Mendoza. Doesn't quite reach her. So going back and forth, it's cleared and sent toward the midline. Now Haley Troop locked arm in arm with Zevenbergen. Zevenbergen ends up with the ball. Now she's got it in dangerous position. She sends it toward the keeper, and Cody Johnson fields it cleanly. Saves the goal. 6 minutes to go in the final overtime period. Still no score. Cody Johnson's drop kick goes well over the midline. Headed forward by Northwest. Moran able to get to it. Courtney Jenkins trying to track it down. Physical battle between her and the center back, McKenna Wheeler. Here's The ball sent over to Kayla Sacedo on the near wing. She sends it up to Jessica Bell. She's going to try and get it to Courtney Hughes, but that ball's going to roll past the end line before she can track it down. So we'll see a goal kick for Northwest, 5.5 minutes remaining in the final overtime period. A substitution now for Northwest as Madison Nortoon comes off. And Courtney Hudak, the team captain, comes back on. And the goal kick controlled for a moment by Moran, but then possession taken over by Tiffany Taylor. They'll send it forward to Rev Velas. Gets it up to Revere. Now that ball deflected off of Haley Troop and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. We'll see two more subs come on for Northwest, who seems to be trying to slow the game down a little bit. Spacing out these substitutions at just about every break. Seems like they would prefer to see this game go into penalty kicks, as the Braves have been able to create more chances than they have so far offensively. This one played into the box, gets past Jaleesa Santiago. Cody Johnson takes it. 4:15 on the clock. Drop kick forward towards Samantha Mendoza. Gets over her head and controlled by Ebinger along the far sideline by Northwest. She sends it forward. Haley Troop is going to track it down and pass it over to Sydney Alexander. Gets it forward to Barraza. Contact there in midfield. Now Northwest gets possession. They send it the other way. Jessica Bell able to come up and get her foot on it and send it way out of bounds along that far sideline. Another throw in to Northwest. Ebinger to take it. 3.5 minutes to go in the final overtime period. Sends it forward. Sydney Alexander runs in front of that one. Now Jenkins tries to spring Courtney Hughes. She's not going to be able to beat the center back, Shariah Roberts, to it. And Roberts will kick it out of bounds for safety. We'll see a throw-in by Addie Barraza along that far sideline. He gets it to Sydney Alexander. Alexander attempts a pass. It's deflected. Now throw-in by Barraza. Here's Courtney Hughes. She can cross it. Now, dangerous territory. Caroline Jenkins not quite able to track it down. Mendoza slides, tries to maintain possession, but can't, and it's cleared by Northwest. Munoz comes all the way up across the midline. Now it's sent back the other way by Northwest. Ottawa has numbers, though. Sacedo able to get her foot on it. She turns it around. She'll start moving it forward. She tries to send it upfield. It's deflected out of bounds by Northwest, so a throw-in for Sacedo now. She'll throw it in toward Caroline Jenkins, but it's kicked up into the air. Jenkins battling for it. Now scramble for it, and it's finally cleared and sent toward the midline. Now here's Addie Barraza out to open field. A lot of contact there. Now Caroline Jenkins misplays the first touch. Now Bell fighting for it. Sent down toward the corner and kicked out of bounds by Jessie Nickel of Northwest. 2 minutes remaining here in the second overtime period is a throw into Caroline Jenkins. There's a foul as the defender just reached out and grabbed her up around the neck or face, it looked like, just to try and slow her down. So this is going to be a free kick in very dangerous territory, and they want Sydney Alexander to take it. Just outside the 18-yard box, just to the sideline side of it. Wall of two players will be moved back by the referee. We click down under 1.5 minutes remaining in overtime. This may be the best chance anyone sees from here on out. Sydney Alexander will try and find a teammate in the box. She sends it in. The header is knocked around and finally grabbed by the keeper. It actually hit the bottom of the crossbar, straight down into the ground, popped back up into the air where the goalkeeper grabbed it. So they very nearly headed it in, and now we've got 1 minute remaining. And you're not going to get much better shot than that. Headed up into the bottom of the crossbar, directly down onto the line. and grabbed by the keeper. Saucedo fighting for it here along the near sideline. A lot of contact and hooked, pulled to the ground. I guess they're going to say Saucedo had as much of the other player as she did Saucedo. So the foul called against Saucedo. Free kick for Northwest, partially cleared by Munoz. There's another foul called. This one called against Northwest, but only 20 seconds left. That's not going to be enough time to set anything up. And we are destined for penalty kicks here. Well, a little bit of action here as Whitney Weaver was able to jump that free kick and ends up kicking it out of bounds. And we have run out of time in overtime. These two teams still can't score, but we're going to see the back of the net now a number of times as we head to penalty kicks. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back for penalty kicks in Orange Beach as the Braves and Northwest Eagles continue to do battle. You're listening to OU Soccer on KOFO Sports.
When Domino's here, there's a sound you should get used to. That's right, we love our customers, and we're not above a little kissing up. And that's why we have a ridiculously good deal. We're giving you half off all pizzas when you order online. Go to Domino's.com, select the coupon, and get all pizzas for 50% off menu price. But hurry, it's for 1 week only, November 25th through December 4th. Oh, yes, we did.
Online only. Limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Offer applies to the pizza portion of your order only.
Now with your American Express card, it's extra special to shop small at local stores because today you can earn even more rewards. Now through December 31st, eligible American Express card members can earn more rewards when they shop small in their neighborhood. Learn more and enroll your card today at AmericanExpress.com.
Prepaid and corporate cards, cards issued by other financial institutions, the Plum Card, and certain other cards are not eligible. Reward cap and other terms apply.
Welcome back to Orange Beach, where we are headed for penalty kicks between the Braves and the Northwest Eagles after neither team was able to score after 110 minutes of play. Something that has come fairly easily to the Braves all season. Not for lack of chances. They've had a number of opportunities, not as many as perhaps they're accustomed to, but against this level of competition you wouldn't expect it. But they had a fantastic opportunity with 1.5 minutes left in that second overtime period as Sydney Alexander, probably the best free kick taker on the team, was able to curl one in from just outside the 18-yard box where couldn't see which player. It was kind of a mass of gold jerseys right in front of the goal, but one player got their head to it, headed it up directly into the air where it hit the bottom of the crossbar and fell directly down onto the ground and popped back up into the air where the goalkeeper was able to grab it without it crossing the line. So no goal. And if you're not going to score in that situation, it almost seems like you're destined not to. So we'll head to penalty kicks. The way penalty kicks work, for those who have not experienced this, is each team will order their 11 players in order of how they want the penalty kicks to be taken. Your first 5, unless somebody gets a best of 5 advantage, are virtually guaranteed a kick. So you're going to want to put your best strikers in that top 5. One team will kick a penalty kick from the penalty spot, and then the other team will take their turn. You go back and forth. And again, the first 5 are best of 5. And then after that, if you're tied, say each team has made 3 of their first 5, then you just go one by one. And as soon as one team has an advantage and has taken the same number of kicks as the other, then the game is over and goes to that team. So you alternate back and forth, and it's really a goalie's nightmare because for goalkeepers, there's only so much you can do. You can read the body language and the eyes of the player taking the kick, but then at that point, based on that reading and where you think they're going with it, you just really have to guess whether they're going right or left and throw yourself in that direction. You can't really afford to sit back and wait and watch where the ball is going to go because there's just not that much distance between where they're striking the ball and where you're standing. So you can't wait until the ball is kicked to decide which way to go. You have to kind of already have your mind made up and then commit and hope that you're right and hope that you can dive and make the save. The advantage is always on the offensive player's side because they have the whole goal to work with. And the goalkeeper only occupies a small amount of that space. And again, they have the goalkeeper essentially guessing. So as long as you put that ball on frame, then the chances are, or the odds are in your favor. However, obviously you can miss, and it's not uncommon to see that. As you definitely want to try and get the ball as far over toward the post as possible, so if the keeper does guess correctly, then they can't dive and reach for the ball. And sometimes if you're aiming for that post, you'll get the wrong side of it, and it'll go wide, or you'll just try and put too much behind it. You'll see it float over the crossbar. You see that from time to time where they just get a little too excited and put too much of their boot into it, and it just goes sailing. So the kickers will have the wind at their back, be on the far right goal from our perspective. And it looks as though Ottawa may be taking, no, looks like Cody Johnson just took a turn and will be going toward the goal. They haven't made an announcement as to who will be taking the first kick, which team. Or they may be deciding that now. The rule for the keeper is they have to stay on their line. They can't start rushing out toward the striker as they approach. They have to stay on the line until that ball is kicked, and then they can move forward if they want to. Until that point, they have to stay on the line. And it'll be the Braves kicking first. And they will send looks like Samantha Mendoza out to take the first shot. She'll place the ball on the spot. Keepers can play some mind games, as Heller is doing right now. There's Mendoza with the approach and the kick, and Hellam guessed correctly. Dove to her right, that's where the ball went. And so no goal for the Braves on the first penalty kick. And now it will be Winter Wakala, the junior midfielder, to take the first one for Northwest. And Cody Johnson standing in goal for the Braves. And Johnson is standing with her side facing the striker, and now she turns into the keeper position. Each goalkeeper does something slightly different. Here's the shot, and it's Johnson guessed left, and Workala went right. So after one set of kicks, Northwest has the advantage, 1-0. Now it's going to be Johanna Moran take the second one for the Braves. Moran with the approach, faked out the goalkeeper, made her go left and then went right, got on the board for the Braves. Now a stop or a missed shot here would tie things back up, as Tatiana Revelis will take the second shot. 1-1 here in penalty kicks, but the Braves have had one more shot. Here's Revelis, the approach, and got it into the corner. Johnson didn't even dive. There's really no way you can get to those in the upper 90s. She didn't sneak it in under the crossbar by a whole lot. So Northwest back up on top 2-1. We're through 2 rounds of penalty kicks. Sydney Alexander next up for the Braves. The left footer, give a little different perspective for the goalkeeper, Helm. There's her approach. And she has it blocked. And the Braves are in dire straits now. Down 2-1 here in the third round of shots. And if Sheree Roberts is able to make this for Northwest, then the Braves have to be perfect, both offensively and defensively, to keep it going. Here's Roberts' kick. It's in. And if the Braves miss this, it's over. They'll go home. Courtney Hughes takes the penalty. The fourth one. If she misses, it's over. If she makes it, they'll keep going, but Northwest will have to miss their next one to keep it going any further than that. There's Courtney Hughes. The approach, kicks it, it's in. So the Braves still alive, but they have to stop this next one. And it's Brianna Sullivan, who has played very little today, but is taking a very important shot here. Here's the approach and the kick, and it's in, and the Braves are out in the round of 16. Northwest wins it 4-2 in penalty kicks after a scoreless 90 minutes, followed by 2 scoreless overtime periods, and the Braves season is over. So for the handful of seniors on this team, players like Courtney Hughes, McKenna Stang, and those are actually the only 2 seniors on this team, they got to be part of program history as they helped bring this team to Orange Beach and beyond that opening round of the NAIA playoffs that they had never made it past before. So nothing to be ashamed of. Again, making program history, making it as far as they did, but it's heartbreaking to see the season end like that in a 0-0 tie that ends in penalty kicks, which is not much more than a coin flip at the end of the day. So that'll be it. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll do a full recap from Orange Beach. Again, the Braves lose in penalty kicks 4-2 after a 0-0 tie. You're listening to OU Soccer here on KOFO Sports.
Now with your American Express card, it's extra special to shop small at local stores because today you can earn even more rewards. Now through December 31st, eligible American Express card members can earn more rewards when they shop small in their neighborhood. Learn more and enroll your card today at AmericanExpress.com.
Prepaid and corporate cards, cards issued by other financial institutions, the Plum Card, and certain other cards are not eligible. Reward cap and other terms apply.
Hello everyone, Domino's here. There's a sound you should get used to. That's right, we love our customers, and we're not above a little kissing up, and that's why we have a ridiculously good deal. We're giving you half off all pizzas when you order online. Go to Domino's.com, select the coupon, and get all pizzas for 50% off menu price. But hurry, it's for 1 week only, November 25th through December 4th. Oh, yes, we did.
Online only. Limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Offer applies to the pizza portion of your order only.
And welcome back to Orange Beach. The Braves women's soccer team season has come to an end as they battle to a 0-0 tie with the Northwest Eagles, but then lose it 4-2 in penalty kicks. It was a game that was frustrating from the Braves standpoint, as this is an attacking team that prides themselves on pressuring the opposing defense and creating a lot of opportunities. And it's not that they didn't create any opportunities. In fact, early on in the game, there was a moment where Caroline Jenkins had 3 consecutive shots in short, rapid-fire manner, but one was blocked by the keeper, another by a defender, and then the other one went just wide. They would create a couple more opportunities as the match went on, but for each one was either just slightly off target or forced a fantastic save by Lauren Hellam, who has to be the player of the game for the Eagles, as she had a number of saves during the game and then 2 huge saves on penalty kicks that really won the game for OU. So, again, as the game went on, Ottawa seemed to get more of their style of play going in the second half, but again, none of the shots found the back of the net, and it seemed like Northwest just seemed to lock down more defensively and play their players back more and more. It seemed as though as the game went on, especially toward the end, and fatigue started to set in, they wanted this one to go to penalty kicks. They didn't want it to end on a shot by Ottawa, so they slowed things down and packed things in as much as they could, and were able to prevent Ottawa from scoring. Then it goes to penalty kicks, and 2 penalty kicks blocked by Lauren Hellam for Northwest, and Northwest did not miss on any of their 4 attempts, so they win it in penalty kicks 4-2. That's the end of the season for the Braves, but they did again make program history by making it this far and getting to Orange Beach and getting to the round of 16. So nothing to be ashamed of. It's a junior-heavy team with a lot of players returning next year, and so they will definitely look to make another run next fall. But they fall to 19-4, and the season is over for OU. We appreciate you listening to all of our broadcasts. This has been Ottawa Braves Soccer. I'm David Potter with KOFO Sports. Have a good night. This is it from Orange Beach, Alabama, and KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM.
We hope you enjoyed this OU Brave Sports broadcast on 103.7 FM, 1220, and KOFO.com. Brought to you by Modern Woodman Agent Dale Pearson, Hale Family Dentistry, Kansas State Bank, Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, Ottawa Recreation Commission, and by State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King, Ransom Memorial Hospital, Sutton's Jewelry, Franklin County Chiropractic, CarStar, Messenger's Home Furnishing. Also by Dingle & Son Mortuary, M&N Sports Shop, the Ottawa Herald, Wise Guys Construction, People's Bank. Ottawa Brave Soccer is also brought to you by Ryan Dispro State Farm Insurance, Kramer Pharmacy, Ottawa Chiropractic, Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, the City of Ottawa. Also by Costantino's Price Chopper, Ottawa University, Hale Agency, and Maxwell Chiropractic. For more information about our next Ottawa Braves sports broadcast, visit our website at KOFO.com. This has been an exclusive presentation from your sports source for East Central Kansas, KOFO.